Welcome to episode 98 of Shane Talks 99. And this is going to be a great one. I'm so excited about what's about to happen. As always, well, before I introduce anybody, this is the class of 98 episode. It is mostly a reunion. But I'm super excited about everything that's about to happen here. So, as always, I am joined by the greatest co-host in the history of podcasting, Lawrence Central class of 1998, Jason L. Mayer. What's up, Jason? What's up, buddy?
Howdy, sir.
Hey, and class of 1998, Lawrence Central graduate, Zach Proctor. What's up, buddy? How are you? Welcome back.
I'm doing all right. Thank you. Thank you for
All
having me.
right. And debatable, up in the air, not sure if he's actually class of 98. Also, don't even know what high school he graduated from because I'm a shitty friend. We got Troy Myers on the episode also, too. Troy, are you really class of
Washington.
98? What school was it?
I one day too hope to come loud, preferably in a 69. Uh, and I no Northwest High School, class of 98.
And we're sure about
IPS
this.
represent
Yeah.
positive.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we got three Lawrence Central guys, and then we have an IPS student here. So that's
Yeah,
cool. Super excited about this. And
got
here's
a
the
real
funny
one.
thing. The funny thing about this episode, man. Like, here's Zach. We just hit episode. This is episode 98 of Shane Talks, and out of 98 episodes, you did one little mini like bonus episode back all the way at episode 38. So 60 episodes ago, you did like one little bonus thing where you and I talked about your Horowitz questionnaire. And the funny thing about that being episode 38 is episode 38 was also Troy's first ever appearance on the podcast. And you've done a lot of episodes since then. So this is
I
like
feel like I've done every
episode
episode since then.
38. It took a while to ease you back in, but definitely since the reboot happened in 2023, you've been on almost every episode since that reboot happened. But man, this is like an episode like 38 reunion, guys. So welcome back. We got three people that worked at Castleton Arts together on the like. This is just awesome reunion, and I'm so stoked about everything. And like I said, this is the class of 98 episode. So we are going to start in September of 1997, and we are going to go through June 13th of 1998. We're going to stop right after we graduated high school because there was a movie that was dedicated to the class of 98, and we're going to finish the episode talking about that movie. But just so much excitement going on here. Zach, you are also one of the original members of Gemini Films, Guam Guys Productions. Like, you've been a part of all of our productions that we've done. I just can't believe we haven't had you on more than once in the last 5 years. So
I'm
thank you
reclusive.
for joining us before we wrap up because like next episode's our last one. And then yeah, we'll see what's going on. So all right, I've talked a lot. Sorry guys. Let's get into the prequel stuff here. As we got into high school in the fall of 1997, when we got into our senior year of high school in the fall of 1997, the Billboard Hot 100 song was "I'll Be Missing You" by Puff Daddy. And then, like, right after that, it rolled into "Mo Money, Mo Problems" by the Notorious B.I.G. Like, and this was all right after he passed away. Anybody have any Puff Daddy, Biggie Smalls memories? Like, does that music resonate or mean anything to anybody here?
Can we
Take it
skip
away,
over the
Troy.
Puff Daddy memories right now and just like move on to the next thing? Let's start senior year a better way.
Let's do it. On to the movies that came out in September of 1997. Let me know. Well, I mean, there's a couple on here for me to talk about. We had The Game, we had Going All the Way, we had LA Confidential, we had The Edge, we had The Ice Storm, The Peacemaker, and Soul Food. That's everything that came out. Like 97, 98. Like as I was putting this list of movies together and whatnot, like there was quite a bit of good stuff that was released our senior year. Like,
98 was
like,
hot.
go ahead.
98 was hot. They had a
It
lot of
was.
good movies in 98.
It was
Not
better
as
than
good as
99.
not as good as
90?
99. Yeah, not as good as 99. But
Better.
98 had some stuff that's worth talking about. But anyway, any of those movies, anybody got any memories or anything that matters to them about those movies?
I do have like a memory of Going All the Way.
Nice. The Ben Affleck
Um, so
flick.
that so that movie was filmed here, and it was written by like a guy from Indiana, like Dan something
Dan
or the other.
Wakefield. Dan
Yeah,
Wakefield.
Dan Wakefield. And
Yep.
so they shot it here.
Yep. It was
And
shot at
a friend of
was it the Red Key Tavern down in Broad Ripple?
Yeah, well, a friend of mine, Carly, was in the movie, and so I got to see that movie like a month early, like during the summer break.
It's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, and she was. I went with her, and then we went to the Red Key Tavern to like look at
Nice.
it at the time, and obviously I couldn't get in. Uh, but yeah, man. So yeah, no, Indianapolis Pride.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
they
very cool. Yeah.
they shot some of
Good.
it down at Union Station. They
Hmm.
shot some at Marcy Village Apartments, I believe, as well. So yeah, a lot of Broad Ripple scenes.
Yeah.
That was definitely one. I didn't watch it in '97. I got into it later when during the Castleton Arts days. I saw it for the first time. But yeah, man, absolutely love that movie. Do you guys remember who our valedictorian was our senior year of high? Well, like she was valedictorian because of her all 4 years of schooling and whatnot. But the movie The Game, the David Fincher film, like I went on a date with our valedictorian to that movie. Only movie that we ever like, only date we ever went on. Not saying that it didn't go terribly, but we just were like, we're just gonna stay friends. But last names don't need to be said, but Courtney was her first name. We had German
Oh,
class together. The movie was coming out. I
oh,
mentioned I wanted to go see it.
that's
And
Yeah,
lecker.
the only thing I remember about that is that they had to go all the way back to like third grade for like a gym grade that somebody got a B on to determine who was valedictorian. There was
oh,
Oh, wow.
got you right, right.
the
Were you
salutatorian was
happy
like,
that you had somebody really smart to explain the game to you at that time?
No, you didn't know Troy yet. So
Did Courtney come in clutch?
Oh Jesus, you guys are ridiculous. No, I just remember her and I like talking about it. She did not like the movie at all, and I was kind of like on the. It's one that it's grown on me more and more now. But like, I think that was a Fincher movie that I just wasn't ready for in '97. Like, I mean, coming off of Seven and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I was very at the time disappointed in the ending of the game, but I now can go back and appreciate.
That it's called the game.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, yep, exactly.
Like
And
literally just like, hey man, this is a movie called The Game.
yeah, yep.
Oh,
And
what's it about? Super serious, right? No, it's a game.
it's just, man, like when I first watched it, like the first like two-thirds of the movie are just so cool and interesting and awesome, and I'm invested. And then, I mean, I'm not gonna call it a twist ending, but when you get to the end, I was just like, this is dumb. I don't like this ending. Again, I appreciate it much more now. I understand I was wrong about the. I wasn't cinematically smart enough in 1997 to know what I was getting into. So, I mean, also LA Confidential came out at that point, and that instantly became my favorite movie of the year. Like, I absolutely love LA Confidential. I think it is a flawless film. So that's my big one from September of '97 that I loved. But Jason, any of these movies do anything for you?
I mean, the only thing that I can tell you is it's kind of cool trivia knowledge. The Peacemaker was the first movie for what studio?
Fox 2000?
Oh, anyone?
No.
Anyone?
Magnolia.
DreamWorks.
Oh
DreamWorks'
wow.
Oh,
first movie.
really?
Yeah, and they were
Yeah.
commanding Steven Spielberg, since he was in charge of DreamWorks, wanted a bigger percentage than anybody had ever asked for any film ever. So
Really?
yeah, on opening weekend, they had the biggest percentage of all time for that crappy George Clooney, Nicole Kidman movie. But
Yeah.
but nevertheless, fun little movie trivia fact for me. So
Cool.
that's pretty much it.
We're,
I
all
did
right.
see I did see the Ice Storm at the Castleton Arts.
Whoop,
I think
Okay.
that
whoop.
was one of the movies you mentioned, right? And
Yep.
it was the first time that I ever knew what a key party was. So awesome. The
Oh.
70s were dope.
Yeah, absolutely. Cousin Diana died right there at the beginning of our senior year of high school. So, like, a lot of people, well, like 2 billion people watched her funeral on TV. Anybody watch that?
I remember at the time I was hanging out at the Abbey coffee shop a lot.
Okay.
Um, it
One,
was down
one
it,
downtown or the Castleton one?
oh, the downtown one, man. The one that was at the corner of College and Mass Ave when there was like nothing else on the entirety of Mass Ave until you got to the metro. Like I try to explain this to younger people, that people younger than me, that like this used to be a fucking wasteland where that they basically had just like given to like fucking weird kids, like who would just congregate at the Abbey and like play sports poorly in the like little lot next door, like the little grass lot or whatever. And so I was hanging out with Abby a lot at night at that time, and fucking a bunch of us went to and we watched the Princess Diana funeral, like live at like 3 in the morning or whatever the fuck it
Oh,
was.
wow. Yeah,
Yeah, it was a touching moment of
crazy.
excess and make funnery.
Zach, you got anything of any of these movies or any Princess Diana or anything from September '97 you want to address?
Uh, I did watch the funeral procession.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, as far as like the Peacemaker, I love the Peacemaker. I watched it last week. So
Really?
um I'm not afraid of the guy who wants 100 nuclear weapons. I'm afraid of the guy who wants one. Like great lines. Um it was just I enjoy that movie.
Word. All right. Well, let's slide over into October of '97. For us LC people, it was kind of important. What? Why are you shaking your head at me, bro? You don't like my transition? Transition a thing. Let's
I
go.
just love your like you gave us a huge list of music and then you were just like, "Yeah."
I
um
asked you if there was anything else you wanted to talk about. Talk about that music. All right, let's go
I
back.
don't know, it's all right, man. Like it's just hilarious to me because we look
Chumbawamba's
back
Tub
on this.
Thumper came out.
This is what 27, 28 years
27.
ago,
Yeah,
28
yeah.
years ago.
Oh,
So
my timer turned off
I can't
automatically.
believe My Way by Usher is 28 years old, but
You
Oh,
guys
yeah.
look so fucking old.
Troy graduated in like
Chumbawamba's Tub Thumper is the same
92.
age. Mariah
Yeah,
Carey's
man.
Butterfly came out at that time. So yeah, like there was some really good music coming out at that point.
you just called Tub Thumper really
Good
good.
music.
We'll just keep
I do.
moving.
I
Keep
like
moving.
it.
Good music.
It's on my
Yeah.
list.
It's like
I
it's
listen to that song all
banger,
the time.
banger, like all time.
It's on my '90s playlist. Like, bro, when that song comes on in a movie, you're like, this scene's gonna be awesome.
I drink a whiskey drink. I drink a vodka drink. No, when that comes on in a movie, something cringy with like Breckin Meyer is gonna happen, and I just like I don't want to watch this, man. This is gonna make me sad and feel weird
Well, it
inside.
looks like Troy Myers, right?
No, man. No, man. I was smooth. So like right on the cusp of September and October of 1997, uh, I somehow talked my parents or my mom, as it were, into letting me take her car with my cousin, who's slightly older, but far, you know, not so far like more mature that this should have ever happened, to drive to Cleveland for a weekend, like
Oh,
missing school on like a Friday to like go see a concert on Saturday, and then come back to go see Morrissey. Um, this is the first time I had ever actually like gone further than Chicago to do anything like in my high school career. Um, and dude, we ended up like in the fucking like Broad Ripple of Cleveland, like completely stoned at like 1 in the morning, driving down a strip of people where people were just walking in front of your car and shit like that. It was the 90s, so like there was no like booking a hotel or shit like that. So we were just like, oh, we'll find a place to stay, man. We found the sketchiest, like, do you want to pay by the hour motel? Like that we got one with 2 rooms or 2 beds. Like we literally get on the bed, we turn on the television. It is like pornography, but it is like people eating butt type porn. Like not like fucking like, and we were just like, nope. And immediately went to the concert. It was fine. It was the first time that I had ever taken weed across state lines. It was fantastic. We ate like 4 times on the way there. It's like a 6 hour trip to Cleveland. Yeah, magical time. Senior year, dude. Those are the things I'll always remember. I love my cousin
word.
John.
Thanks. I don't think I have any stories that are gonna top that. I think you just already won story time for this episode.
Oh
So,
man, I've got like oh no, we haven't even gotten there yet. All right. Like
Jason,
this shit.
may we move on to October now?
I think we're going month by month.
Proceed.
Proceed. Thank you. Well played. October 3rd of 1997 was, and supposedly, like our yearbook claims that this was the last ever dome game between LC and LN. I don't know if that's true or if it ever did. I mean, obviously the dome shut down in like '06, but like I don't know if that was just like I don't know the truth behind that. I don't know if there actually never was another Dome game or not.
I believe that there were more Dome games after that, but um, there was something where like we were told that it wasn't going to happen anymore and no more high school games there because of the AstroTurf or something. I can't remember what it would like.
Okay.
Yeah, so whatever. I want to say that the negotiations fell apart for the IHSSA or whatever to be in there anymore, but then they probably re-upped it after we graduated. But yeah, it was supposed to be the last one.
Cool. Well, LC won. Woohoo! Zach, did your marching band perform at halftime of that?
We sure did.
You did? Did you perform at every Dome game halftime show?
Uh,
I thought we rotated that.
Was that what happened?
yeah, I remember we're doing it senior year, but not the year before.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Let's see. In October, Zach, your marching band stuff, you have won state, supposedly for the first time ever.
We are
Is that
the
factual?
only Indiana school to win both state marching band and concert band in the same year.
Oh, were you in concert band also? I mean, that's how terrible of a friend I am.
Yeah,
Were you in
yeah,
concert band
I
also?
was.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Shut up, Jason. Like you knew. Like whatever.
He
Of course
did.
he was. You couldn't be in marching band unless, or you couldn't be in one without the other, essentially.
Wait, are you
Right.
serious?
They'll allow you to do that.
No, no. It was you could be, but you were like in A band and yeah, yeah, no.
Okay.
You had to help out. Like you still had to volunteer and help out. So yeah, 1998 was a great year for marching band and
Well,
concert.
talk to me about marching band, man. Like, fill me in because obviously I don't remember anything about marching band. So, like,
Really?
what was what was
You could probably Google it. I think somebody put a video online of our whole performance.
It was Annette Reynolds
Yeah,
from the program.
I know she did.
nice?
No, it was an interesting year. I had an oboe solo. I did a
Ooh,
pole dance.
a
He was
pole
doing
dance?
Yep, yep. And I marched center saxophone. So yeah, it was great.
Nice. Well, that's
Um,
awesome. Congratulations.
so
Like,
no,
you
that
know,
was really exciting.
hey, we get a mayor child cameo. Hello, Sarah. How are you?
You gotta get close, girl.
There she is. How's dance going? A thumbs up. Cool. All right. For those non-visual people, that was a thumbs up from Sarah.
Yeah, so yeah, we had that, and then I think we got sixth place in Bands of America that year too. So I
Oh,
marched on the RCA Dome turf like 5 or 6.
yes, I have that down here in November that you guys got sixth place in marching band. Cool.
Yep, Bands of America. Yep. And then
Awesome.
Richard Dreyfuss, because was that Mr. Holland's Opus?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep, yeah, he came out and did the procession or the announcement. He came out and did the speech about it. So
Oh,
yeah,
very cool.
it was really exciting. So that's pretty much what we were focused on. Like that's
Cool.
you know,
Our films in October. Man, this is a oh my god, this is it. I love all six of these movies. Kiss the Girls, great movie. Boogie
Yeah.
Nights, great movie. Most Wanted, it's in sixth place, but I still like it. It's Keenan Ivory Wayans. I Know What You Did Last Summer, Gattaca, and Red Corner. Like Red Corner's in like fifth place, but like Richard Gere was still good in that. But like October of '97 was great for film. Corey, you got any stories about any of these movies?
I mean, I saw Boogie Nights like a few times. I think that movie is pretty awesome.
It's a great movie.
I remember seeing I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I've never liked that movie.
Really?
I just didn't think it was very good. I still don't. Yeah, man. Turns out Freddie Prinze Jr. not really very good. Not very convincing as an actor.
And
Jennifer Love
Troy
Hewitt,
is being
not
removed
good
from the
either.
rest of the podcast.
Yeah, who's good in that movie? Like, please tell me.
Everyone, all of them. It's an amazing cast. It's a great story. It's so
yeah.
Brian
entertaining.
Philip
I
Brian
think
Phillippe is such a dope actor.
See,
Um,
Shane's still trying to be Ryan Felipe from that movie.
I
Like,
know.
yeah,
He's actually probably
he's a beamer. He's got to wear like he's got the sweaters. He's got
he's
like
actually probably
Shane.
succeeding. It's just that he doesn't know that Ryan Phillippe in that movie is lame.
See,
I think the best part about Anytime I think about Freddie Prinze Jr., I always go to Ed Johnson Ott. Shane, I mean,
EJO.
yeah, the interview he had, and Freddie
Rest in
Prinze
peace,
Jr. was like
yo.
basically, "Hey, I'm gonna make as much money off this as I can, and then I'm out." And he did exactly that.
He did.
So I have
Man,
nothing but respect for Freddie Prinze. He knew what he was doing. He cashed in,
that's
and
true. I haven't seen him in anything in a really long time. He's probably just like, yeah, I know I suck. It's fine. I got money.
yeah,
Genius.
he's like,
Dude,
I'm gonna do this as long as I can, and then I'm out.
he wrote for the WWE for a while. He does voiceover work.
He
About,
wrote for the WWE for a while.
yeah,
Awesome.
dude.
That
Yeah.
sounds like fun. Good for that. Sounds like a great job, actually.
Actually,
So
Troy,
yeah,
that's getting paid for your writing. That's a paycheck.
Hey, man. I mean, just writing for the WWE would be fire. Just be like, it's like, nah. What if we put spikes in the chair? It's like, do it.
That's
Look, Jason, you did definitely nail it on the head. Like my obsession with BMWs literally started in 1997 with that car in that movie, and I have now owned five of them because of that movie. So you nailed it on that. I cannot argue in
if I'm
any.
not mistaken, you also bought the sweaters.
I did. I I don't think I still.
stopped at Abercrombie and Fitch while he worked there.
Yep,
So
yep. That was yes. Yes, I did also buy the sweaters that Freddie Prinze Jr. wore, or not Freddie Prinze, that Ryan Felipe wore in that movie. I think I might still have one of them. I might still have the gray one somewhere, but it's in a box or something somewhere. But anyway, yes. So Jason, you hit the nail on the head. Yes, I very much idolized Ryan Felipe's character in that movie. Can't argue that at all. So yeah. Jason, any of those movies you want to talk about?
Uh, Kiss the Girls, one of the worst movies of all time. And what I mean by that is like you gave me the cast list at the very beginning of the movie, and it's obviously apparent who the killer is just because of his listing. As Shane's pointing out, he's the third name on the list, and he has such a bit part for most of the movie. So I always laugh about that. Boogie Nights, I didn't see for a very long time, but
Really?
my brother Dave used to be like, I'm a big shining star. He used to say that quite often, and I was never like, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then finally I saw the movie and I was like, oh my God, my brother's been making dick jokes forever. And I just didn't understand it because I never saw the film until I saw it on video, I think. And then I'll give it to you. Gattaca is kind of a weird movie. Really kind of cool and different.
Great
I thought
performances.
well, yeah, and I thought that it's probably I didn't start going to Castleton Arts until I worked there, which was like in the uh, until the summer of 1998. I
Dude,
don't
this is a
remember.
dud take.
And it's my fault, I'm a mainstream moviegoer and everybody knows that about me. So, but yeah, and then I know what you did last summer. Like this is riding off that wave of Scream, right? Kevin Williamson just still on that high. Everybody went to go see it. I remember going to see it opening night with a bunch of friends from high school. I think we ditched a dance that weekend to go
Really?
see that. I want to say like we ditched that. We were like, screw that. Let's not go to that. Let's go hang out and go see. I Know What You Did Last Summer. I probably went to Perkins right afterwards. I know we went up to, we all requested the night off to go to the dance, but then we skipped the dance and then we had to drive and go see it at Galaxy because we were all working at Clearwater at the time. And the rule was if you requested a night off, you couldn't come to watch a movie that night. So we went and
Nice.
paid over at Galaxy. So, but yeah, so some cool movies in October, definitely.
Absolutely. Chris Farley on October 25th hosted SNL. It would be the last time he was ever seen on television before he would unfortunately pass away 2 months later. So I've seen the episode, like rewatching it. I don't know if I watched it live at that time, but yeah, really sad about Chris Farley passing away around that time. Everclear, Green Day, LL Cool J, Letters to Cleo, Mace. Anybody want to talk about any of that music?
No, I want to talk about something that nerds like you guys didn't weren't into and privy to, but what the cool kids were into.
Oh yeah, yeah.
October
Please tell me.
October 14th of 1997, uh, the Promise Ring released their second album, Nothing Feels Good, um, in what would become like kind of like the pinnacle moment of like second stage emo music. Um, and so like
Oh, this sounds great.
I mean, it is what it is, man. Like there was a void on like with cool kid hipster shit. There was like no grunge. Britpop had died. Midwest emo kind of came in and like rode the thing. And so like the thing is like a couple weeks after this album drops, I went to the Fireside Bowl in Chicago and I watched the Promise Ring play. Pretty triumphant show, like in front of like maybe like 500 kids packed in like this way too tiny of a fucking space in a bowling alley.
They make a
But
triumphant music video too.
interestingly enough, the opening band for that show, a little band, another emo band of the time called Jimmy Eat World,
Oh, I'm in.
who
I'm in.
who a few years later would you know release the fucking you know the middle, become super rock heroes, writing like what they call like the third wave emo. And
Jimmy Eat World is
I would
considered
see,
emo.
yeah, they were. I mean, that's where they got their start.
Oh,
They they kind of
Uh,
get lumped in
the
with
Goo Goo
they
Dolls
kind
were
of get
fun
lumped
at
in with
one
that
point.
like they kind of get lumped in with that like Dashboard Confessional, like Good Charlotte, like that type of fucking shit that was going on
those
at
are
the time.
considered emo? Like that's just
Yeah,
like pop rock to me.
pop punk came from that was what emo was, man.
Hmm.
Like that's what
I
the
learned
Promise
something
Ring
new
were.
today.
They were just pop punk before it was fucking pop punk.
Awesome, you
Yeah,
got
no,
to
Jimmy Eat World. The best thing that they did was paid it forward. When they were on their big tour for the middle, they played at the Mira, and their opening band was the Promise Ring.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
good
Nice.
guys, good guys. Second wave emo. That's the way we did in the '90s. We weren't about selling out. Some of these kids these days don't know nothing about because they're just all trying to build their fucking brand. That would have made somebody in the '90s puke. I just would
Jason,
like to point that out.
any of that music matter to you, Jason?
I'm good. I
Oh,
mean,
cool.
come on, everybody loved Mace, right? Because wasn't he rolling with P. Diddy at that
He
time?
was rolling with Dude, P. Diddy was everywhere. He's like literally all over all this music that we're going to talk about or try to talk about, maybe.
Have we got an
Like,
alley in Brulia?
that's in '98, but it also might be
No,
late
November of
'98.
'97.
Oh, was it? Are we getting to that next? Cool,
Okay.
cool. All right. Yeah, that. What about you? Any of that music you care about?
No.
No. Cool. Jason, I want you to talk to me. We're going to move into November of '97 now, November 15th. I think both you bitches were busy on November 15th. We'll start with Jason. Jason, the fall play opened on November 15th. Didn't you do that our senior year? It was Father of the Bride. You did that,
Yep,
right?
I
Yep.
did it. Yep,
Tell me about Father of the Bride at LC.
sure.
Hey, when do we talk about Woodchuck?
Were you the Martin Short
Until
character?
like May. That's May. And so, but Father of the Bride first straight play I was ever in. As
As opposed to
oh,
not
I
so.
As opposed to musicals.
Dude,
Musicals. God.
Troy. As soon as I said it, I looked up at Troy's face and I'm like, yeah, he's gonna, yeah. No, so
I,
the
I
first play I was ever in, as opposed to musicals, uh, and yeah, I mean, a lot of my friends were in that with me. So it was a cool experience. I think I only had like a couple of lines or something. It was near the end of the show. I was like delivering flowers as a part of the wedding down near the end of the or the end of the play. So,
do you
yeah,
remember your lines?
huh?
Do you remember your lines?
Oh no, no.
Oh man. Hit us with it. We know you do.
If nope, definitely don't have that one memorized. Sorry, buddy.
And Zach, we already talked about it, but if you got anything you want to talk about on the same day that the play opened, you guys got sixth place at Bands of America. Like what's that? Like that's literally like everybody in the whole country comes and competes, right? Or like
Yeah,
the
no, it was a
winner of
totally
every
like
state comes and competes, or like how?
The
I
national.
mean, I'm dumb. How does marching band work? Like how do
no.
you get invited to this?
Well, you get invited by obviously showing up in state. You apply. You have to apply.
Okay.
And then they take a look at like how you've done in previous competitions, and obviously we won state. We won first in the Northeast Chesterton, not Chesterton area, but anyway, we'd won some competitions. We won state, so we got invited to Bands of America. We were hosting that year, which we host. I don't know if it's every other year, but we do host quite a bit Bands of America.
And
And
you said that was at the RCA Dome also, right?
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So the RCA. Oh, hold on. Sorry, my cat is loving on my monitor apparently. Um, so anyway, yeah, we got invited. And you go and you perform. It's like any other performance. It's just that there's a lot more people there, and like any other competition, there are people who are known throughout, like California. There's a lot of like drum and bugle, like I don't want to say the drum and bugle corps, but there's a lot of lineage right throughout. There's a lot of known like bands and programs that always perform well, and this is like kind of like one of our first times being there, and just going out there and being able to do the Romeo and Juliet, the Prokofiev, and that we won state with, getting six was a huge deal for us.
Nice. That's awesome, man.
Uh,
Oh, you didn't
Uh,
even write your own songs? What a shit band.
so while you're educating me on marching band, so like this is the first year that you guys won state, right? Like ever. Like Lord Central had never won state before, right?
Marching band, no.
Marching. Okay. So what do you think it was that was different about like what did you guys do the year before? Were you guys in like the top five the
So
year before? Like
so
what was the
a
difference?
few things changed. Like we went from, I don't want to say like militaristic, like one of the huge changes we did, we went from the white pants with the maroon stripes to black pants. That was a huge deal. And
Okay.
it doesn't really sound like much, but it kind of is, in the fact that when you're wearing the white pants and you're marching, like the when you're snapping your step, like the ruffles like go down your leg. You can tell when people are in time and not in time, right? So if you're in front of somebody and you're not marching at the same time, it's very obvious because you're white on a dark background. We went to
Oh.
black pants, right? So I don't want to say that helped us, but it was definitely like a definite attitude change. Like, hey, we're gonna go to dark pants like everybody else.
Like, would this be something where like you'd be watching who won the year before and see that they had black pants, and you're like, black pants might be the difference for us. Like that's the kind of like
Do you
you
see
like
Jason
scouted
Maris
that from
head?
somebody else.
So
Okay.
I've actually got a question. What happened to Coach Bill Belichick's cheating ass after that season, where he won you the title with your Black Pants?
You mean what?
Disregard, 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 Troy.
Tried to be a jackass.
Okay,
So
I got to take shots at two people with one joke. I feel great about that.
you should. You should. So there were some, and
so did somebody new come in that had that idea, or was like, should you guys have thought about this like years
no,
earlier?
Jason's shaking his head, but no, there actually was. So
That's
the
right.
whole idea was, um, there were a lot of bands we went up against in state that we lost to, like Ben Davis. Ben Davis had them marching like 300 or 400, whatever they were. They were yeah, everybody hates Ben Davis.
Fuck Ben Davis for life.
Number 52, Ben Davis. That guy sucks. That guy, I think that guy went pro, didn't he? I don't know.
Who? Dwayne Hogan?
Yeah.
Dwayne Hogan was number 25, and
Oh,
on
okay.
on one of the rare occasions that I got my ass off the sidelines, that guy put me so far down in the fucking ground for trying to tackle him that yeah, fuck Dwayne Hogan, fuck Ben Davis. They won state
Sorry, it
like
was
every year
25,
I was
not
in
52,
like
dyslexia. Sorry.
every fucking year I was in high school. They won that fucking motherfucker. Like they beat
So
us every year.
yeah, LC they beat us too.
Ugh,
except for our senior year, right? Didn't we beat Ben Davis one year?
Bills.
Yeah, we lost to them our sophomore, junior, and senior year.
Okay, all right. All right.
Yeah.
So no, we never beat them. Anyway,
Nah.
long story short, so you have like this, like like military, marching formations where you're crossing, like it's like watching the Chinese army do their marching drills, like where they're just kind of going through. And LC and Lawrence North, like we all kind of like did the same thing. Well, in our senior year, we went artistic, right? We brought
Right.
in Ping, this guy named Ping, and we brought
Like he
in,
just had one name, like his one name was Ping.
we called him Ping.
Oh, okay. So he
Uh,
did have two names, like
he
normally.
probably did, but we called him Ping.
Okay.
Is this like
And
that scene in Bring It On when they bring in the like
yeah,
dance
yeah,
choreographer?
yeah.
Like he's
That
just like,
that is exactly who this guy was. He's like, hey, we're gonna exaggerate this. And he's like, we did dance moves with the color guard and we did all these things. And I did have an oboe. So when I make it up, like I did have an oboe solo. But
But
we
I
did
thought you said saxophone.
I marched tenor saxophone, but in the last act of the thing, I did an oboe solo with doing
Wait, so you
Romeo
like
and Juliet.
swapped instruments in the middle of marching?
Well, no, I mean I didn't march the oboe. I literally stood on the side playing the oboe, and then I put it down, and then I grabbed my saxophone and went back out and marched. And then I did a dance with the color guard, which there was a pole involved, and she like jumped on my back with the pole. I flipped her up, and we did all sorts of stuff. Watch the video. Annette has it. It's online.
This is
Watch it.
bonkers, man. I'm gonna have to go watch this. Like, I'm very, I didn't,
You
you
are
know,
not prepared. You are not prepared for today's episode,
I
Shane.
know.
oh, seriously.
I'm not prepared for finding out that this is what marching band is actually about, bro. I just thought they like, I didn't pay attention back then. I didn't. I'm, I'm, I'm amazed that there was so much that went into this. I'm
We
very
had more
intrigued.
practice time than football players. No, we
For
were.
like hanging out with you because like in the summers when you and I would hang out, we couldn't hang out until after you were done at
Yeah,
marching band.
yeah.
And so like I mean I remember that you were like you'd get dropped off at like 7 in the morning and we couldn't hang out till like 5 o'clock at night, even in the
Yep.
middle of the summer, because
Which,
you
by the
were off
way, we
doing
had the
that stuff.
activity bus, which I rode for the first couple of years, and I realized when I'm, moving down to the Greenwood Whiteland area, they don't know about activities buses, and I'm like, yeah, why can't you ride an activities bus? And they're like, what? I'm like, it's the activities bus.
They don't do it at all anymore.
Oh,
I'm like,
really?
no,
Yeah.
when did he go
Huh.
away?
I don't know, but they do not have them here in Fishers. Um, and from what I understand, like buses in general are like low on the totem pole as far as concerns for any school nowadays. And
Well,
yeah,
they won't give you a bus, but they'll castrate your children if they want to. That's good. Fishers, great.
Let's move on to the movies of November of 1997 now. It's not the greatest month. There's a couple of things in here that I dig, but like Mad City was okay. Starship Troopers is obviously awesome. The Jackal is okay. Anastasia, I don't even know if I ever watched it. Mortal Kombat Annihilation
How
was
about
terrible.
the animated
Yeah,
Anastasia?
the animated Anastasia. Yeah.
Yeah, that was hot garbage.
Yeah, okay. And I don't remember, but I don't think I ever watched it. Mortal Kombat Annihilation came out. That was terrible. I am a fan of the Rainmaker. I literally have the Rainmaker poster in my office at work. The Sweet Hereafter. I
Is it
did not
because
see
they're
it for.
lawyers?
I
What's
saw
that?
that movie at Castle and Arts. It made me really sad.
Well, why did it make you sad? I mean, well, we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, Sweet Hereafter, Adam McGoyan. I didn't get into that until my Castleton Arts days. I went back and watched it. Alien Resurrection. I know Jason's going to have an opinion on that. And then I'm a flubber, like blah, like not the greatest month in our senior year. Like I said, the Rainmaker out of all those is the one that like I said sticks with me now. I have the poster in my office at work because it is the only John Grisham movie where they go after an insurance company. So that's why I decided to put that poster up in my office. Zach, what on that list? I mean, Zach, I mean, I love you to death, bro, but
I
you
love
tend to like
Rainmaker. I like
movies.
Rainmaker has got to be on the top. Like I love that movie.
Very nice.
I love the whole like Bruiser's Bill or whatever. Like he's like stolen evidence. Danny DeVito, his little like
Mm-hmm.
limey character. Like that was just a great quintessential stick it to corporate America film, right?
Sure.
He's
Yep.
like, and then Matt, he's like, when do you know you actually sold out? Like, when did you know? And he's like, I'm gonna interview that person, and then we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
move on. No, it was a really good movie.
Yep. Jason, what are your feelings on Alien Resurrection?
Um, it it's it's not good. It's probably oh man, it's probably fifth on my list for alien movies, fifth or sixth.
Are you
But
serious?
yeah.
Are you kidding
And
me?
it's written
Like
by somebody
with
that you
with
like or liked.
no
No,
with
no,
lines like
Joss Whedon did write it, but they also like completely like kept changing the ending of it. My favorite thing about Alien Resurrection is not the fact that it was made, it was the fact that I skipped school our senior year so that I could go watch the trade screening of it.
Oh,
And then I went to school after watching the trade screening because I was so pumped to watch that movie. So like I got my mom to call me in sick, and then I like as soon as she went to work, I'd like jumped in my car, drove over to Eastgate, met my brother Dave there, watched, and he was like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And I was like, "It's Alien Resurrection, man. I need to see this." And he was like, "I can't believe you're doing this." I was like, "I'll just watch it and I'll go back to school, Dave." And he was like, "Fine." So then I got to watch the test screening of it. So like the sequences, like where like the aliens are swimming under the water chasing them. There's a point in time where they have to like go under the like a submerged part of the spaceship is just like flooded with water and they have to swim through it. When I got to watch that, like I actually saw like the 3D like clay versions of these of the aliens
oh,
swimming through the water. So that was my favorite thing is that I still like and then I went to school and I like ran into Chris Meek, who's a friend of the show as well. I ran into him and he was like, "Dude, did you really skip school so you could go watch Alien Resurrection?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, I did." And I was like, "But hey, I'm back here at work or I'm back here at school, so let's, no big deal, no harm, no foul." So,
my question about that is if your mom called you in, why did you even go to school? Like, why didn't you
No,
just go home after the
just
movie?
take the rest of the day off. Go see something
Yeah,
else. Fuck.
I want to say that there was
why?
some reason why, like, if I missed the whole day, like, I was either going to miss a big test or there was something else, like, I wasn't going to be eligible to be a part of if I didn't go back to school that day or something. So I
Interesting.
just
I
went
mean, they
back.
were called senior skip days for a reason, man.
no.
Like you just had
Yeah,
them in your back pocket, right?
and yeah, while you guys might shit on it, Anastasia's a really good movie.
Really?
Some really, it's a Don Bluth film. It's got some good music in it, and but and
And
then
I
start.
wasn't shitting on it. I was just saying that I don't think I've ever seen it. Like, I don't have an opinion on it. I don't think I ever
Yeah,
made time to
yeah,
watch
like Rasputin and Bartok, the bat are really fun. But the last thing I'll mention is
it. Oh,
Starship Troopers, man. You cannot poo-poo on that, man. It is such a
no.
fantastic film. Got to see the 35 millimeter version of it in like 2008 or 9 because my projectionist when I worked at the Waltham movie theater had his own 35 millimeter copy of it and
Oh,
he built it up so I could watch it for fun one night. So yeah, I love that movie. Such a good film.
Nothing
it's a lot
says
of
great
fun.
cinema like a fascist propaganda book.
Yeah,
By the way, it is a fascist propaganda book, but it is a great movie.
it
And
is.
Resurrection is not horrible. How can you say it's horrible when you have a great line like, "Who do I have to F to get off this plane or get off this ship?" And Ron Perlman says, "I can get you off. Maybe not this ship, but I'll get you off."
Dude, and Joss Whedon wrote that, and he admitted at one point that that was like the genesis for his Firefly crew. The entire
Oh,
of that spaceship that the bad guy or good guys, bad guys, mercenaries, whatever you want to call them. You can see like the grizzly captain, and then he's got the African American second mate, and it just happens to be female when he does it with Firefly and yeah, so it was literally like the start of his Firefly collection of people, if you want to go that route. So yeah,
Troy, you
and
said
it's a bad
you
movie
said
though, a really bad
what?
movie.
It's a bad movie. Troy, you said The Sweet Hereafter made you sad. Please elaborate on that.
Have you ever seen it?
I have.
fucking sad as shit.
It is.
It's something that like as a fucking 17-year-old, I guess I probably shouldn't have watched. Like
It's rough.
I was probably not like emotionally equipped to handle that movie, but like you know what, I saw a lot of movies at Castle and Arts that I wasn't emotionally equipped to handle at the time, and I came out
Sarah
the other side
Polly.
feeling okay.
Sarah Polly is in that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, she was like our age. Like
Yeah.
I think she's maybe a little younger than us actually. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, she was in
Pretty
that.
sure that was my main reason for watching it. I think I had to read the book
She
for
was in
some
like a lot
reason.
of the Adam McGuinn movies are from around that time.
Yeah. Yep. We did have a lot of bangers that came out in November of '97, though. Like Troy said, Natalie Imbruglia had her
Oh
first single,
man,
Turn Left
torn.
to the Middle.
I
That was her
at
first.
this point I was working at the Waves music store inside
Nice.
the fashion mall at the like a Keystone Fashion Mall. Um, and yeah, man, like, dude, I remember seeing that video like first or whatever, and I was just like, I could not believe that somebody so attractive was singing pop songs. I was just like, holy shit. I was like, this lady is so beautiful.
Wow.
And yeah, that song was an absolute certified banger.
Yep, it really
Strange
was.
enough, like not written by her, not even recorded first by her. Like it was a total cover song. Did not know that until
That
like a year ago or so.
60
Uh,
second or 60 songs that
yeah,
explain the '90s. Yep, he
yeah,
goes
60
through the whole
songs, man.
list of everybody that did the song before her, and it's yeah, that's why that podcast is so great because you learn stuff. Like I had no idea. I honestly think I listened to that episode when I was driving down to the art craft to see you. And
Um,
like one of the movies that before we went and watched it, I was like, "Did you know this?" And you were like, "I just recently learned that also from the same podcast."
yeah, okay, yeah, yeah.
I remember us having that conversation, and I'm pretty sure we
Dude,
were
she
sitting at the
looks like
Willard
you're
when we had that conversation.
she looks like Whitney Cummings to me.
Oh, I mean, I'm very attracted to Whitney Cummings, so I will take. Yep, yep. I guess I have a type.
So
So other stuff, I know. I enjoy the Spice Girls. I don't know if anybody else does. I know
Oh
Jason
yeah,
likes
Spice
Shania
World,
Twain.
man.
Dude,
What an
Spice Girls,
absolute
yeah.
banger, man. Like, yeah, they're very popular at the record store.
Jason, you're shaking
That
your head. I'm assuming that's the
Hey,
Spice Girls
sorry,
and not to Shania
Was
Twain because you
Waze
are
the
a
place
Shania
that had
Twain
the
fan.
dome over the listening station?
no,
that was the one that was
Blockbuster
in
Music.
Castleton, and
Okay.
I did do that. I did work there later, but
Okay.
the one at Keystone was very small. It was basically just like a shoebox store.
Yeah.
Heck,
It
I
had
had
a neon
forgotten about
sign.
those dome things. I remember those now, but I had totally forgotten about
Listening
them.
station, like they all
Yeah.
had like their own little kiosk and you could yeah.
Yep.
Troy,
Uh,
did you was it Waves that was downtown in Circle Center, or was that a Sam Goody?
I think that was I don't think it was a Sam Goody either, man. What was it?
When they
Uh,
opened, I know they had a music store because it was on the first floor, and that was the first time I ever like one of the first times I listened to like those PlayStations like you're talking about,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
whatever music, and I put on the From Dusk Till Dawn soundtrack, and it had all the like when he starts talking about all the different pussies that are available, and if you find cheaper ones, fuck it. And like I remember that I was cracking up because here I was like, what was that, 96,
Yeah.
97 maybe?
mhm.
And I was like, ha ha ha, I'm listening to something that's cussing in the middle of a store. The kind of stupid shit that you believe is
And
really
there's some mom behind you horrified, like
Yep, yep, yep.
where's
So
the
We've also got Big Willie Style from Will Smith and Sixpence None the Richer. So it was a pretty dope month for music right there.
Yeah.
Like definitely made up for the music that came out.
When did She's All That come out? Did that come out the
Uh,
summer between like our junior and
99,
senior year?
January of 1999, January 31st of 1999.
Man, that's crazy because like that Sixpence None the Richer album did not get it. It was not instantly popular apparently
No, no.
because it didn't even hit until that movie came out.
I think they. I don't know if it was the same song, but they had a song on the first season of Dawson's Creek, which was in 1998. So I do know that they got a little bit of airplay before She's All That, but I can't remember which song. but they definitely had a song in the first season of Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, that's wild.
Well, let's move on. Unless anybody has anything else, let's move on to this. Jason, do I have permission to move on to December of 1997?
I was just gonna say the Spice Girls suck.
You're an
So,
idiot, man.
but
There's so
but
much fun.
you
Fuck
know,
you.
my brother David loved them, so I'll give it a pass. So,
No,
Fuck
there are a
you.
lot of fun.
Rush
You were a
sucks.
Shania Twain fan, right?
but I'm
You
sorry.
were a Shania Twain fan, right?
She was fine back in the day. I mean, whatever. Like,
Dude,
I
she was
Okay.
mean,
better than fine, dude. She was really
Yeah,
interesting.
it was Lee. It was Lee that was obsessed with Shania Twain.
yeah,
Uh,
Lee was
Oh,
obsessed with her, and I mean, I did go see her in concert with a bunch of friends, but that was in '99, not in '97. So,
December of 1997. Good couple of movies we got to talk about here.
Oh my
Good
God,
Will
yeah.
Hunting. My boy Ben and Matt put out their movie that got them an Oscar for writing. Like, oh
saw
man,
that at
Good Will
Castle and
Hunting's
Arts
amazing. Oh, nice.
opening weekend.
Uh,
What up?
there honestly might have been. I don't think I saw it till video. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I saw that
I
till
saw it
video.
at Clearwater.
Nice.
How do you
Scream
like them
2 came
apples?
out. I went on a date with a girl named Chrissy. We saw it at the Sony down on Washington Street, Cherry Tree. Scream 2 came out in December of 97. Amistad came out. Titanic Boo came out. Tomorrow Never Dies came out. Terrible James Bond movie. Right on the heels of like the greatest James Bond movie ever, and then we got Tomorrow Never Dies, where the bad guy is a media mogul. I hate that movie. As Good as It Gets came out, which was an okay movie. Jackie Brown, so we got some Quentin Tarantino at this time. The Postman, which I'm sure Zach's going to try to convince me is a good movie.
No,
And
it's hot garbage.
okay, good. Okay, cool, man. Knowing a lot of the movies you do try to convince me are good. Like you like Waterworld, don't you?
No.
Yeah, good. Okay, cool. Right on.
Well,
Awesome.
hold on. I don't like it, but I will watch it when it's on TV.
There's a lot of
Okay,
bad movies that Shane will leave on the TV, I'm sure.
shut up, man. But you're not wrong. And then the boxer. The was that Daniel? That wasn't Daniel Day Lewis. It was Daniel Day Lewis. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, the boxer, which I don't think was that good either. So some good and some bad thrown out there. Like at the end of the year. Anybody have any stories about any of those?
I saw Good
Titanic.
Will Hunting at the Castleton Arts opening weekend before it went wide. I'd like to
Nice.
point that out. What's up? Yeah.
Man, this is
How
like
do you
the
like?
hipster episode for Troy.
I mean, I went to Castleton Arts long before I worked there because I was into that shit when I was in high school, man. Shout
That's
out
awesome.
Bravo, 5-star cinema.
Jason,
Jack,
Oh,
what were you about to say about Titanic? I hate Titanic.
Titanic, whatever. It is what it is as far as the movie goes. Went on a date with a girl named Melissa for
Nice.
the to go see that at some point. Scream 2 still my favorite. We saw it opening weekend, opening night, I think, and it was a midnight showing at Eastgate. It was sold out. Literally, we came right after the snowball dance at our high school. So it was a bunch of us dressed up in nice clothing, and we go to this screening at midnight, and we're literally like five or no, wait, there was one, two, three there. Yeah, it was I was one of three couples that were there, and five out of the six of us were all white. And it was one of the best experiences of all time, being at Eastgate to watch that at midnight and to have the commentary that was going on during the movie. And I remember at one point hearing Star 69 his ass when called somebody. Um, but yeah, it was literally like the funny. It was five out of the six of us dressed really nicely walking into this auditorium, and everybody's like, "What the hell what is going on here?" Sold out auditorium at Eastgate, so it was fantastic. Absolutely love it. One of my top five movie going experiences of all time. So.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know I didn't get to see it till Saturday night. I went on a double date on Saturday night to go watch it, and yeah, I was down on Washington Street
Saturday night.
also.
It might have been the Saturday night because I think the dance was on the Saturday night, not on.
I got you. Yeah, I did not get to go opening night because yeah, we all planned on going on Saturday night together. But pretty fun experience too. It was a good time, very enjoyable. Zach, any of the movies you want to talk about?
Jackie Brown, I heard a good story about it, that apparently Robert De Niro hated being in the film and he was pissed about how little he was being paid for his role.
Really
Yeah, he was not
interesting.
happy with Quentin Tarantino.
Well, I mean, maybe he should talk to his agent about agreeing to do it for whatever price was negotiated.
Yeah, that's how it works.
That's interesting. Troy, there's not really an art house movie on here. Do you have any of these movies you care about?
You said Good Will Hunting?
Oh yeah. That's right. I forgot. I already got that out of my head.
I would argue that on some level, Jackie Brown is an art house movie, but you know, it has one of my all-time favorite Quentin Tarantino quotes in it when
Which is
Samuel L. Jackson is like AK-47 for when you got absolutely got to kill every last motherfucker in the room except no substitute or some shit like that. Like, oh my god, it's so good. It's such a great line.
I would definitely say The Boxer was like an art house movie more so than mainstream, wouldn't you?
I guess I could say. I mean, I did.
I
I
never
did
watched
like
it,
the movie.
so
It was
Boring.
extremely dull and boring. You realize like Goodwill Hunting, Miramax, Jackie Brown, Miramax, Scream 2, Dimension, like
Were all the
why were the
blonde-haired women
Weinsteins
molested and
everywhere?
raped in those?
I'm sorry, what was that?
I'm sorry, were all isn't that like the height of the scandal?
I mean, yeah, it's around there.
Weinstein, yeah.
I mean, it's just bonkers looking back and seeing how much stuff they were putting out and how much of it was huge and popular. And I mean, '98 they won for Shakespeare in Love. I was like, it's crazy how much of control those two complete fucking pieces of shit had over Hollywood at that point in time. In December of '98, we also got TNT and TBS started their 24 hours of A Christmas Story, which I tend to enjoy every year. And the only music that came out was Aaron Carter had his debut album come out. He was 10 years old. I guess that was a big deal. He was the child of one of the boy band brothers, or not child, sorry. He was the younger brother of a boy band member, right? Aaron Carter, Nick Carter. Yeah, cool.
Troy, let us know. Which brother was he? What?
Yeah. Nick Carter was one of the Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boy. And he was married to Jessica Simpson at one point.
no, that was
That's Nick Lachey.
98
Never
degree.
mind. Okay, my
That's
bad.
the Lachey brothers who got a restaurant and brewery in Cincinnati that went under.
Well, yeah, so I don't care. Cool. Let's move on to 1998. All right, we're like 4 months into high school now. We're coming back from break. At the box office in 1997, this was the first time, like, so for 3 years in a row, Walt Disney Studios, what was their subsidiary? Columbia? No, not Columbia.
Own Hollywood. They did
Yep.
Hollywood Pictures. They had Touchstone Pictures.
So
Lamont?
for like 3 years in a row, Disney and all their
Oh, and they own the
subsidiaries.
Weinsteins. They own the Weinsteins in Dimension
Oh,
at
good
that
point. Good
point.
point. Yep.
Or sorry,
So
Miramax in Dimension.
Max and Dimension, yeah. So Disney for 3 years in a row was the number one. When you added up all the box office for everybody, but in 1997 they actually got beat by Sony. And Sony had quite a good run in 1997 for the whole
You
year. They
put
had
Double Team on here.
I did put Double Team on there, man. Like Double Team was something they released, and it's so much fun. Like Dennis Rodman in a movie, like dude, yeah, he's great in that movie. You should give it another watch.
It
It's
made no
really
money, Shane. It made no money. You were
it might
trying
not
to
have
talk
released
about record box office here, and you put Double Team, which made no money.
but it
Like,
was released by them. Put it on there because it was released by them. Men in Black, Air Force One, As Good as It Gets, My Best Friend's Wedding. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Because what would that
This
have
was
been?
really
Man in
like the
Black?
end of Jean-Claude Van Damme, wasn't it? It was like
yep,
Double Team, then
yep.
he did Legionnaire, and
Yeah.
then what was the other one he did after Legionnaire?
Double Team was pretty much the killer.
No, it was Double Team, but he did Legionnaire the next year, which is like an art film, right? His drama.
Yeah,
He
I don't
didn't.
remember that at all.
I don't remember that one.
You don't remember Legionnaire?
I remember the box art from being at VH1 Video so many times,
Oh,
but I
nice.
do not remember. I don't think I ever watched the movie.
Oh, okay.
Double
I'm the
Team,
only one.
Anaconda, The Fifth Element was released by Sony. Excess Baggage, the Alicia Silverstone film. Gattaca, like we talked about. Troy, you probably saw Waiting for Guffman in Suburbia in 1997.
I saw Suburbia. I didn't see Waiting for Guffman.
Gotcha. Cool. So yeah. Let's get into the scandal first. We had a scandal that hit right at the beginning of 1998, and that was the Bill Clinton and Monica
Yeah,
Lewinsky.
Monica Lewinsky. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, so
God.
that was probably like the biggest story I
Fuck.
remember from like our senior year of high school. Troy, what did you say?
Says who gives a fuck?
A lot of people did.
Yeah, cool.
You didn't care. That's fine.
I
I don't
really
really care
don't.
either.
Like
At the time, I didn't care.
who people have sex with is not like my business.
And I will say this, since we're on the subject, I didn't have a problem with the fact that he was boffing somebody else that wasn't his wife. I had a problem with the fact that he lied to the American public about it. He should have just gotten up in front of us and gone, "Yeah, she sucked my cock." Like, get over it. That should have been the way that it went. But no, like doing the whole like song and dance. And I remember having this debate with Scott Grow back at Castleton Arts. I was like, the fact that he got up there and he lied and he was like, it depends on what your definition of sex is. It's like, no, 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 no. Just admit to it, man. Just be like, yes, I slept with another woman who wasn't my wife. So be it. Like, I'm not the first president. I'm definitely not going to be the last. So shut up and leave me alone. That should have been his mantra for that instead of being the little pussy ass bitch that he was about answering the question the way that he did. So
Uh, can I ask you one question?
sure.
Just to like point to me the president who has ever taken accountability for a scandal.
Oh no, no, no! You're absolutely right. No, no, no. No doubt. He was probably even coached to say it the way that he said it, which is just ridiculous. No, you're absolutely right. Every single one. But when you are like literally, like, who cares if you slept with somebody who's not your wife?
I
Like
mean, dog, like
everybody.
if he's getting blown in the office, he's doing fucking paperwork. Like fucking he like dude, like he's working for you, bro. Like
That's
cut the
fine.
man
You
some
need a
slack.
stress reliever. I get it. I totally understand it. Like I said, that my only issue was like I remember Scott going, "It doesn't matter that he was sleeping." I was like, "You're right. It doesn't. Him lying to the American public is a lot worse, and being caught in that lie, or like
Yeah, but again, like
trying to navigate that road, right? Like, I mean, it's totally different than today's politicians. Like now they just well, and constantly lying back then probably too. We just didn't pay attention to it as like when we were that age as much as we do nowadays. So,
it's
I still don't pay
it's
attention.
rampant.
oh, you're right.
Are we on to Pacers
Across
Bulls yet?
time.
Can we talk about Pacers Bulls?
Yeah, we can roll on. We can roll
Yeah,
on.
we'll go on. 'Cause, dude, January, good time period here. I like basically all these movies. Fallen, Half Baked, Hard Rain, The Gingerbread Man, Phantoms, baby! Spice World came out, Deep Rising, blah, Zero Effect, and then The Great Expectations adaptation was that year, which was
What's
just
your
a
problem with Treat Williams?
amazing film. What's it?
Why are you against Treat Williams or whatever it's
Oh,
called?
Deep Rising is garbage, man. That movie's booty.
you just gave praise to Hard Rain, but you're trying to crap on Deep Rising.
Dude, like
1998 was the
Hard
year like Christian Slater's like one of his
Christian
after
Slater was
Redeeming the
fucking
Cube.
god in 1998, dog.
Hard Rain was fun, man. And like Hard Rain was difficult for me because like Morgan Freeman being a bad guy was tough for me to watch. So yeah, so there was a lot of stuff around then that I really enjoyed. What are you laughing at, bro?
You're good, man. Keep rolling.
No, you tell me. Talk about any of these movies on here that you got a story about.
Well, no, I just think it's hilarious that you're like, oh man, Morgan Freeman, it totally screwed my life up when he was the bad guy in this movie. Like, no, like he was fine. I have no problems with the movie. It's a silly B action film, along with Deep Rising being a
Oh
B
man.
action movie. Like, and there, it's a bad B action movie, just like Hard Rain, man. Like, whatever. Like, Christian Slater is silly and fun. That's what you paid to go see. Same with Deep Rising, silly and fun and stupid underneath the water. And wasn't Femke Jensen in that one?
Sounds right.
I think she was in Deep Rising. I think that was like one of her first bigger roles. Oh wait, no, because she was in GoldenEye. My fault.
Yeah, and then she was also in Rounders.
Yeah, but she was such a small part in Rounders.
Oh, which I guess Rounders isn't until like September of 1998. We've already addressed that before we started recording, so we won't be talking about Rounders. And it was probably before Deep Rising anyway.
Man, I'll splash any pot I want to, motherfucker.
Fine. Look, there you guys got to talk about Rounders, even though it didn't come out during the time period we're talking about. But Troy, any of these movies matter to you at all?
No, man, nothing ever matters to me in January and February, man. There's a reason they call it Dumpuary. Was always thus and always thus will be.
Movies I just listed. So much fun stuff in there. Phantoms, baby. Zach, you got my back on Phantoms, right?
On Phantoms? Which one's Phantoms?
That's
It's all
not the
just a bunch of
response I wanted. The Dean
Dina
Koontz
Arquette
adaptation.
adaptation with
Oh
Ben.
man,
Ben Affleck, Liev
was
Schreiber,
Gretchen Mol in
Rose
that?
McGowan. I think she might have been
I
Oh
don't know. I
my
trying to
Rose
think of somebody I don't
McGowan,
care
Rose
about.
God.
McGowan.
Ben
Oh,
Affleck.
Remember who
man,
the other female lead was?
lots of motherfuckers I don't care about.
It was a
Oh
dark-haired
man.
lady.
Yeah. So anyway, whatever. All right. I thought Zach would have my back on Phantoms. Guess I was
No,
wrong
I'm
about that.
sorry, I don't.
January 20th of 1998 was a huge day for me. Like
Dimension
life-changing day. On
That's my mom's
January
birthday.
20th of 1998, the pilot episode of Dawson's Creek was released on the WB. And bro, that changed my world, man. Like I instantly fell in love with that show. It was about a kid in high school that wanted to be a filmmaker, dude. Like, oh, it just hit me in all the feels. It had great music. Man, I love Dawson's Creek, and I feel like I'm the only one on this panel that loves Dawson's Creek. Am I correct on that?
Why does
I
Ben
watched Dawson's
Affleck
Creek at
look
the time.
so young and Rose McGowan look like she's tired in Phantoms? Sorry.
Because Phantoms is awesome. Anyway, Zach, you didn't care about Dawson's Creek, did you?
No. Joey,
Jason, I know you didn't care about Dawson's
how is
Creek.
Dawson gonna let his best friend bang his girl and not drown him
Oh,
in
that
the
was season 3, and that's when I started falling off because Dawson gave up filmmaking in season 3, and Joey and Pacey got together, and it just pissed me off. So, like season 3, I mean, I
Why?
still because, dude, Joey and Pacey should not have been a couple, bro. That there's
Are
you
you
don't you
fucking
don't
kidding me?
nah, bro. You don't bang
Like
your best friend's
this
girl.
is a terrible take. Oh
No, it's
yeah,
not right.
let me
No,
get with the like whiny virgin down the fucking creek when I could have Pacey, who's dope and actually like people like him and like he's fun and like makes jokes and he ends up being like a fucking cop or some shit and he's like fucking cool guy. Like, are
brother
you
was a
kidding me?
cop.
What?
His
Yeah,
brother
his
was a
brother was
cop.
dope.
Pacey wasn't.
His
Pacey was
brother was dope, man. Like
he did
Doug,
sleep with the teacher.
he slept with a fucking teacher. That's
he
so
did,
fire.
So,
bro.
uh,
No.
it was season 3 the season that started off with like Brittany Daniel.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I watched like 3 or 4 episodes of that season, and then I was in that. I think that was all I've seen of Dawson's Creek ever.
Dawson couldn't
Bro.
even seal the deal with her, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? Like Brittany Daniel is who you bring in when like the deal needs to be sealed, like on TV shows. She's not exactly like the most like fucking, angelic of moral turpitude. Like and Dawson couldn't even seal that, dude. This guy was a loser. Like Team Pacey for life, man.
Wasn't she angelic in the movie at the end of this conversation?
I'm sorry. What?
I don't know.
Oh no,
I
that's
don't.
Jim Elfman, dude.
Oh,
An
sorry.
elephant. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't realize where you were. Yes, I'm following you now. Anybody give a shit about the Winter Olympics that opened on February 7th of 1998? Anybody care about the
In
Winter
Japan?
Olympics at all? No. Okay. Yeah. Hockey was going on. I don't remember who won. I'm assuming nobody gives a shit about the Kosovo War that was going on in that time period.
Kosovo.
Kosovo, yeah, the
Sounds like
Yugoslavia shit that was going
Kosovo.
on.
Hot
Yeah,
dick,
Sounds
man.
more like
care about
Bosovo,
either.
Boroville.
Uh, Well played, Zach. I like that. February of 1998 saw the winter play, which was called Black Comedy. Jason, you want to talk to me about that? Tell me anything that happened?
Sure. Our friend of the program, Kathleen Horgan, started something our senior year, which was they got to do two plays every year. The first play was for everybody, second play was considered a thespian only play. And yes, an ITS, International Thespian Society play.
Was that also a straight play?
And so, Black Comedy was the first thespian play that was done at LC. And I had a bit part, but in my bit part, I had to fall like 6 feet from a was walking across stage. What's really cool about Black Comedy is that when at the very beginning of the show, the stage is black and you can't see anything, but you just hear people on the stage talking. And then a power outage happens in the show, and when the power outage happens, the lights come on for the audience, so you can see everything, but everybody's got to act like they're blind and can't see anything throughout the whole show. So it's kind of fun that way. With that fact, I played an art connoisseur millionaire who comes in and literally within like the last 5 minutes of the show, you walk in and I walked in and I had to fall through a trap door, which meant that I had to walk into the trap door as if I was not able to see it and then land. Like I said, we had to put a bunch of like they put a bunch of like tumbling pads and stuff underneath the stage so that when I fell through I would land on that and not get hurt. And so yeah, it was a lot of fun, very silly. And again, tons of people that I was in other like I was in show choir with and I was in Father of the Bride with were in that show with me. So it was a lot of fun. Still have the t-shirt. It's still have the cast t-shirt and it's kind of yeah. It was an awesome time. So lots of fun.
That's awesome. That is super cool. Movies at this point, hit and miss quite a bit. We had Blues Brothers 2000, The Replacement Killers, um, Fear, which I do really like, Wedding Singer, which I absolutely love, Senseless, which I will not say is a good movie, but I enjoy the movie, and then Dark City, which is one that I hated when it first came out. Like I literally hated Dark City, and then Zach is the one who was like, dude, you need to give Dark City another watch. Like, Dark City is not a bad movie. And I'm like, no, like, Dark City's terrible. And then he's like, no, we're going to sit down, we're going to watch it together. And when it was over, I was like, I don't really know why I didn't like that the first time. Like, man, I mean, I know why I didn't like it. I didn't like the end of it. It's a running theme of me in my senior year is movies that had like the last 10 minutes that weren't what I wanted. I didn't like those movies at that point. So my second watching of that movie, I enjoyed it a lot more, and it's one that to this day I think was absolutely very brilliantly done. So big fan of Dark City now. Troy, you care about any of those movies?
Yeah, I mean, I love Dark City. I
Nice.
liked. You mentioned a couple of movies that I thought were good, and now I can't really remember.
Blues Brothers 2000. I hope not. The
No,
Replacement Killers, Sphere,
no.
Wedding Singer,
Oh,
Senseless.
Fear. Did you say Fear?
Sphere.
No, not Mark Wahlberg's Sphere. Uh,
Oh man,
Sphere.
I was about to be like, say hello to your mother for me. Uh,
No, that was like 96. You're a couple
uh,
years later on Fear.
my bummer. I thought you said Fear. And then what? What else? Keep going after that.
Senseless and the Wedding Singer.
Oh, The Wedding Singer. Yeah, that was the banger.
Yeah, that movie's so good. Adam
It
Sandler and
is.
Drew Barrymore together is just amazing.
I will
It,
strangle you
it,
with my microphone, sir.
What was it?
I will strangle you with my microphone, sir.
Yeah. Very nice. Zach, what on there?
The better man.
Dude, Adam Sandler is so great. He's just brilliant. Zach, what on there do you want to talk about?
I like Replacement Killers. Am I the only one who's like a huge fan of Chow Yun Fat? And
It's
Near
fine.
Sorvino.
oh, I know.
Here's Rubino. Yeah, no, it's okay. It was a fun one. It was a VHS rental for me on like a Friday night. Like I didn't see it in theaters, but it was fine.
Yeah, just like mindless. Like, yes. Like just pop it in. You don't have to think about it. Like, Dark City, that's one of the ones you got to think about. You got to pay attention to, realize what's going on. But yeah, Replacement Killer was just fun. I loved it.
Jason, any of them on there you want to talk about?
Um, Absolutely love The Wedding Singer. You're absolutely right. Drew Barrymore and him have such great chemistry, and she's like super adorable throughout the whole movie. And then you've got the anti Drew Barrymore character with her sister and how hot her sister is in that movie. And then dude, like it's just Steve Buscemi is wonderful in that film as he is most of the time. But I will also have to say that Dark City, I've never
Yep.
seen that movie. So
Oh, really? I
for
recommend it, man. Like I said, hated it until Zach made me watch it again, and I realized why did I hate this
I
movie?
have it on VHS. I'll let you borrow a copy.
I know that same guy who directed The Crow, right?
Yep.
Alex
Yep.
Proyas.
It was Christine Taylor. I couldn't. I thought it was Christine Taylor that played her sister.
Yeah. And then then there's the bimbo that dumps him or whatever, but
Rosabelle.
no, it's not her.
No, 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 no. You're right. No, no. She's got the black hair like that though.
Yeah.
Bum bum bum, and it's somebody that's big now. Oh, no, it's not. No.
Wouldn't say big, but she's
Yeah,
definitely been in a bunch of stuff.
yeah.
She played
Angela
the
Featherstone.
copy girl in Friends.
Yes. Yep. Chloe. Yep. Angela Featherstone. Yeah. So, bum bum bum. Let's go back over to there. Music. We had "Yield" by Pearl Jam. Not their greatest album. Destiny's Child released their first album, and then Train released their first album. Troy, what was that all
Meet
about?
Virginia.
You know?
Fucking man, Beyonce has been in our lives for what, 28 years now?
Years.
Oh,
That's
Bro, I mean, even
fucking
longer than
wild,
that.
dude.
Like they were a like Christian musical act in like the early '90s when there was four of them.
I'm talking about when people knew who Beyonce was. No, like nobody could. Like, no, I mean, like, damn, like people have known who she was for like 28 years. That's fucking insane, dude. That's a really long run.
That is a very long run. I mean, Mariah Carey's been around that long, been around longer than that.
Yeah, but
Give
like,
credit where credit is due. Mariah Carey's been around longer than Beyonce, and yeah,
Madonna has been around longer than Mariah Carey, but like,
I'll
neither of
give
those
you that.
people are relevant.
I mean,
Like,
didn't
neither of those
Sugar Ray
people.
start out as punk too? Like, weren't they like
Who?
Sugar Ray?
I don't know.
Weren't
Maybe.
they
What?
like
Where did
no,
you
they
get
were
Sugar
ska.
Ray from?
They were ska at the first X Fest.
Bro.
Hey.
What is going on with Jason's?
I'm I'm just moving.
Oh, word. Cool, cool, cool.
Are you getting your
Let's
steps
jump
in?
to March of 1998 now. And this is what pisses me off, man. In March of 1998, NASA announced that they found water on the moon and that we would be able to have a colony, that it could sustain a human colony on the moon. This is it's 30 fucking years later, and we are not on the moon yet. That pisses me off. NASA, you failed us.
NASA
But yeah,
also
so
said the
like,
climate or the temperature was rising. They were wrong about that too. So
well, I mean, okay. So NASA's not right. I'm just saying, I mean, they made me mad. I thought we were actually going to be on the moon by now, and we are not. Also on March 8th, Titanic. And like I was saying, like here's the thing, like I want to address Titanic. We didn't talk about it. Like, I don't think Titanic is a bad movie. I just don't think Titanic is as good or was as good or deserved all the like it was literally just people sucking off James Cameron because like the movie is okay. It's just a fine movie. Like it looks cool. Like it's a visual effects movie. Like, but as far as like the story goes, like it's not that great of a movie. Like it's just okay. It was just James Cameron making something huge and awesome. But like
But like,
not
he
that good of
gave
a
her
movie.
the heart of the ocean, bro.
Bro, dude, no. That was dumb. That was absolutely stupid. That that was just dumb.
Bro, like, I mean,
That
but he
dude, he
revealed
he
gave
like
her the
actually
heart
been
of the
on the door.
ocean, and she couldn't
uh
even like give him space on her little door. Fucking
dude,
bitch.
yeah, that movie was that so again, from a technical standpoint, from like the visual effects and the things that they did making the boat like sink, cool visual effects. But as far as like the movie goes, it was not that good of a movie. And I'm gonna rant about it here in a little bit, but like um
It was pretty cool for the fact that like a couple years later, when like there's that scene in Zoolander when old Hansel's like, "Listen to your friend Billy Zane. He's trying to help you out." Like fucking being like, "Oh yeah, Billy Zane from Titanic, that fucking guy."
Billy Zane
So
also in
that
Back to the Future too.
yeah, but like nobody gives a shit about that. Nobody remembers that from 100 years ago.
I know. But you know, it's next on my list anyway. So Titanic, Jesus, brain fart there. Titanic. The reason I was bringing it up is it is the first film in the history of cinema to cross $1 billion at the box office. So cool. A lot of people went and saw it for some visual effects because, I mean, I guess for Leo, but like I hope they weren't going because they actually thought it was a good story because it wasn't. And then my rant about it is this was the year in 1998 that pissed me off at the Oscars and changed my outlook on the Oscars forever because in no real world is Titanic a better film than LA Confidential. Both written, both the way it looks, the style, the vibe, everything. There is absolutely no way that Titanic is a better film than LA Confidential at all. And I'm sorry. And that was the year that the Oscars changed for me. Don't get me wrong. I've still watched the
Neither,
Oscars.
yeah, like neither of those movies are better than Boogie Nights. Neither of those movies are better than fucking Good Will Hunting, even.
I'll agree with you on that. But I love LA Confidential, and LA Confidential is what I think should have won Best Picture that year. And the fact that they gave it to Titanic again, like Titanic is not a good movie. But I
Snooze
digress. I
fest.
digress. Does anybody else have an opinion on Titanic that's not the same as mine?
Yeah, Titanic's okay.
I think Titanic was okay.
So
Visually, it's
here's
a fine
I have
movie,
a
but
Titanic story. When I was at
yep.
Purdue, they put it at I was at Terry Quad and they put it on the huge screen on one of the buildings and they're watching it. And I said, "Hey, the movie's over." When she slaps her hands on the glass and brings it down, the movie's over. And we're all watching the movie. And as soon as she does it, I get up and I walk and I leave. And everyone's like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "The movie's over. Like, this is the end of the movie. Everything else is just downhill from here." That was the climax of the movie for me.
Oh, I like what you did there. Well played.
So, and everybody was like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, it did kind of drag on after that." I'm like, "Well, yeah." And the rest of the movie kind of sunk, you know. So, um, acting, I mean, you can't say Titanic is a bad movie. You just can't. Visually, top
Visually,
notch.
I'll give you visually, but as far as the
Acting,
story goes,
top notch.
why? Why? I don't think it was
Why?
that great.
Because it was well cast, it was well directed, it was well put together. It wasn't like a big budget movie where the acting was horrible. Like there wasn't a bad actor in the film.
That old bitch, she was pretty terrible.
The unsinkable Molly Brown, she was great.
No, 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 not her. The old
Wait,
The
Oh,
lady
the
that was like, "Oh, the heart of the ocean." Like, yeah, it's terrible.
oh,
They should have just gotten a young person and put some makeup on them.
right. They
Jason.
could have got you to do it.
I would have dominated.
you would
I,
have won the
I
best actress award at that point. No, I
Uh,
agree with Zach. And like, I don't think that
First of all, I don't like Titanic, but I can't say it's a bad movie.
bro,
Well,
whoa,
and that's what I said. Like, I don't think I just don't think
bro.
it's as great as everybody else thinks it is. Like,
Any
it's a
movie should
fine
be
movie.
on one VHS tape.
Shane, you always poo-poo on stuff that's mainstream
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Most-
What movie is as good as everybody thinks it is?
I
Like,
mean, besides
what
Star
movie?
Wars,
What movie in your world is properly rated, as it were?
um,
Especially at this time of the like this is when Shane started getting into all the art house stuff. So like all of a sudden it was like everything else sucks unless it plays at Castleton Arts essentially. or it's got a Miramax label on it. Like that's pretty much
Oh,
everything else
I
is.
just did a whole year of podcasts about mainstream movies that were released in '99 that I loved almost all of them. So like that's wasn't everything that played at Castleton Arts.
I mean, this is on my bedside, so like
But
I'm also reading about the history of Miramax. So,
Oh, I didn't know that's what that book was about. I'll have to look into that.
Down and Dirty Pictures, yeah, it's about like Miramax, Sundance.
So while we're talking about the Oscars, they did get the writing categories correct this year. LA Confidential won for best adapted screenplay, and Good Will Hunting won for best original screenplay. 100% support both of those. So I just
Yeah.
want to say that the '98 Oscars got their writing categories correct. So cool, cool,
No,
cool.
LA Confidential was a great film.
Oh my
What's
God,
that?
are we close to graduating?
We're getting there. We're
I
almost
feel like
there.
I feel like this has been like high school.
In March of 1998, the movies that we got in theaters were The Big Lebowski, U.S.
Sure.
Marshals, the sequel to The Fugitive, Man in the Iron Mask,
Terrible.
Primary Colors. I know
Terrible.
Jason disagrees with me on this, but I love Wild Things. I still think Wild Things is a great movie. Wide Awake, the M. Night Shyamalan film with Julia Stiles, Meet the Deedles, and The Newton Boys. So
Oh
kind
damn.
of a lot of stuff dumped in here that was just kind
That's
of
Skeet
blah. But like I
Ulrich.
said, I love Wild Things.
And Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, great
Oh,
movie.
and the Newton Boys, yeah. Skeet Ulrich.
Yeah,
Yes,
Newton Boy.
Marshals is actually a really good sequel to The Fugitive, finding
Yeah.
a way to make the Sam Gerard character continue on. Really enjoy that film. Really cool to see the like the duality of making kind of like the hero. I mean, like technically Tommy Lee Jones is the hero of the film, but you also have um I like the aspect that you're following him, but you're also following Wesley Snipes throughout the film, and RDJ playing the slime ball that he is in that movie.
Yeah.
And in the Iron Mask, I remember enjoying it, but I also remember this being a dump because like I want to say that this movie was created like finished before Titanic, and then they were just
Um,
like it was just in La La Land and in production hell. But because he did so well with Titanic, they were like, screw this, let's release it just so that we can ride this wave.
which
Wild
is
Things,
crazy because it has an amazing cast.
yeah. And I really dig it. I've always liked the Three Musketeers as well. So um Wild Things, you're wrong, Shane. Like I get what the point is. I just don't love that movie. Like
I get what the point is. It's like, yeah, me too.
like well,
I know
yes,
exactly what the point of that movie
17-year-old
is.
Jason, 17-year-old Jason in the movie theater going, oh,
Yeah, yeah.
because
Like,
we didn't
Bro, but
like
literally,
it's
like,
not normal.
watch it not for the sex part of it. Like, watch it for the story of like, it's
Yeah,
it's a
and that's
it's a
why
it's a
you read
man,
Playboy too, right? Is for
yeah,
the
man. Like, dude, the articles.
but it's the when you that's my thing. If you change your mindset and you watch the movie for what the story is actually doing, manipulating the viewer,
I'm gonna be
and just
like, whoa, there's a lot of sex in this story. Did y'all know that? I, I came for a great novel, and oh, now there's all these boobs in my face. What happened?
I think my fondest memory of that is I think I was at Clearwater. I don't remember exactly what I was doing there, but somebody
watching the
was
movie.
like, "I'm going to go watch Kevin Bacon's Bacon." Woman screaming it as she's running into the theater. Like that was like her that was her night.
I have
Oh,
to I'll keep on point with that is we had a manager at Clearwater when this movie came out who said Kevin Bacon, they should call him Kevin Sausage. When
wow.
it because he does the full frontal in this movie. So I always laugh about that. And my brother Dave used to always Joe Laxon used to and so but yeah. It's fine for what it is. I just don't I'm
Funny
great.
funny story about Wild Things. So Kevin Bacon is a producer on Wild Things.
Okay.
And Kevin Bacon has a no nudity clause in his contract. So when they filmed that scene, you weren't actually supposed to see his dick. Like it wasn't supposed to be there. And so then when they were editing the movie, the editor was like, hey, Kevin Bacon, just so you know, there's some shots where we can see your dick in this movie. And Kevin Bacon was like, well, how does it look? And the guy's like, I mean, it looks fine. And so Kevin Bacon watched the cut where they showed his dick, and he was like, okay, fine, you can leave it in there then. Because the editor was like, the best takes are the ones where I can see your dick. So Kevin Bacon watched it and said, okay, fine, you can do it. So Kevin Bacon, as a producer and as an actor who had a contract that had a no nudity clause in it, he technically could have sued himself for putting his dick in the movie. And I just think that's kind of funny. Like, I just find that to be Hollywood funny. It's just, yeah.
It cracks me up because you say that, but like it's kind of like when Sharon Stone came out and was like, I didn't know that they were filming me down there. It's like, dude, they use light meters to like check the lighting on that. Like, come on, they pulled out. They were like, "Hey, Kevin, we need you to stand right here. We're gonna put a light meter on your penis. We're gonna make sure that it lights up pretty well. Now you can step back into the shower. Please come out at this point." Like, I don't know. Those kind of. I hope that the story is true, just for the simple fact that it's a cool story. Like
The
going that
camera
route.
just went down farther than it was supposed to. Like, I don't, in some of
Full
the takes.
body shot, dude. I mean, it's from across the room. It's an entire shot of it. Like you see
Jason has it memorized.
his head.
Hold on, that's what I'm sorry. That's what it is. Is like the towel falls off or something, and it wasn't supposed to. Like that shot. You're right. I'm sorry. You're right. It is a full shot. For whatever reason, his dick was not supposed to be shown in that scene.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's enough.
Talking
That's
a
enough. Kevin
lot
Bacon dick.
about Kevin Bacon's bacon.
So on television, Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place started at this point. I know I didn't get into it till years later. Jason, did you watch it when it first aired?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, cool. I do know it's a show that we've talked about before, so I didn't know at what point you got into it. I didn't get into it till much later. All right, let's jump to April of 1998. Troy, we're getting closer to graduating. Not much farther to go.
Are
Um,
we
we're getting there. In April of 1998, we had a couple of movies come out called Lost in Space, which was decent. Mercury
Great.
Rising, which I really enjoy. Bruce Willis and the autistic kid from Full House. I'm drawing a blank on the kid's name. What was that, Jason?
Hey, go ahead, move on.
Oh,
Don't.
the Players Club, City of Angels. I got myself a Goo Goo Dolls song in a movie. The Object of My Affection, which I don't know why I like that movie so much. Maybe because of Jennifer Aniston, but I do. Suicide Kings, one that Zach showed me for the first time years later. Suicide Kings was great. I love Sliding Doors. And then yeah, Two Girls and a Guy with Robert Downey Jr. So 1998. Well, I just realized that we had Two Girls and a Guy, the movie, and Two Girls, a Guy, in a Pizza Place, the TV show that came out at the same time. That's crazy. I didn't put that together.
Which
Anyway, go ahead.
itself later on its second or third season to be two guys and a girl.
Oh yeah. Good point. Yeah. So
Drops
interesting. Yeah.
at least from it.
Yeah, I mean, for an art house movie where Robert Downey Jr., both of his girlfriends show up at his apartment at the same time, and then like the rest of the movie is just kind of them arguing and yelling at each other. I thought it was a pretty decent flick. Troy, that's an art house movie. Did you like it?
I saw it at Castle and Arts. I thought it was okay. I think
Okay.
Heather Graham is one of the girlfriends, right?
Yep.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the only movies in here that I have anything about is like I did skip school on a Friday with my girlfriend at the time, a girl named Misty Branch, to go see Sliding Doors at the
Nice.
movie theater the day it came out. And there was like nobody there, like at all. And pretty rad. We just ended up making out most watching the movie. The movie is okay. I find it really interesting though that movie made like zero fucking dollars, like essentially at the box office, but that it like gave way to the phenomenon of the like sliding doors moment.
You know.
Like, and I'm just like, oh, nobody who uses that phrase ever saw that movie.
I like the movie. I think it's all right. I mean, but you know me, I like alternate timelines and shit like that. So I mean, this movie definitely had a huge influence on me getting into that. What'd you say, Jason?
Do you use the phrase sliding doors?
I absolutely use that phrase. Yeah, 100%. From whenever I got into filmmaking and that storytelling technique, I've always noted as the sliding doors phenomenon, like the way that people use the butterfly effect. Like if you're talking about alternate timelines, it's the sliding doors effect. Is how I've always known it.
I generally hear it in like the context of sports, like like what would have happened, like the sliding doors moment of like the
Oh,
49ers taking Trey Lance over Mac Jones or whatever,
gotcha.
like
Okay,
what
I
happens,
didn't I
Now,
didn't know
if
what
it.
happens,
you see that,
Hey
what
Troy, just so you know, football references go over our heads, obviously.
I know
Well,
you guys got like bunch of lames, bunch of losers.
Troy, I
hey,
was
Hey, I
asking,
have a championship.
seeing that
uh,
Mac signed with the 49ers.
Yeah, I mean, sliding doors moment. What if he hadn't had to? He could have been Brock Purdy. You never know.
I don't know.
McCorkle Jones.
Zach, any of those April movies mean anything to you? You got any stories about any of them?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, you were very pensive about that response.
I did love I still celebrate Mercury Rising, right?
Hey,
Like
that movie's great. It's a lot of fun. Miko Hughes, that's his name. Miko Hughes, that's the kid's
I
name.
actually I still to this day with my children, I'm always like hot, sip slowly, like
Mm,
like just the little things about that movie. I'm like, yeah,
stranger, stranger.
and he's like, no, 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 friend, and he goes nuts. But yeah, no, I mean that's one I still watch and I still quote on the daily. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, Mercury Rising's a lot of fun. And it's just like a cool concept. That's one that they could probably we could have talked about that on the remakes episode. Like they could probably remake Mercury Rising and do a decent job with it. Like that story could definitely be updated, like to just like some kid finding an online website or a TikTok or something and solving some riddle puzzle thing and being able to call the government or something. Like I'm sure there's a way to update that movie.
Suicide Kings, still one of my
Great movie.
all-time favorites. Like, was that Sean Patrick Flannery, right?
Oh, yep.
And just everybody in that movie.
Christopher
Just
Walken.
yeah,
Yep.
I mean, obviously Christopher Walken. Just like, hey, like he knows he's read the room. He knows exactly what's going on. He doesn't need to be told anything. He's like, yeah, I know you got a drug problem. I know you're yeah. I mean, it's just a great
Jay
movie.
Moore was in that also, right? Like, wasn't Jay Moore one of the guys?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember just having a really great cast, and yeah, like, dude, Christopher Walken is just great in that whole movie. Like, it's just such a simple concept, and it's just so much dialogue and exposition that's just so well done in that movie that it just carries it. I very much
Yeah, and
enjoy
the
it.
dialogue wasn't like extraneous. Like it wasn't like it was just dialogue for sake of dialogue. It just flowed really well.
Yep.
Dennis Leary, great character in the
Tim Scenery,
film.
yep.
Yeah. It was just a all around just a solid film.
Absolutely. Yep. That was one of those video store ones that you were like, "We're gonna watch this tonight." And I'm like, "I don't know anything about it," and you're like, "It's great." Yeah,
Yeah.
so great movie.
I've got
Uh,
a
go
I've
ahead.
got two things. One with Suicide Kings, same kind of thing for me, Shane. I was sick as a dog, and Lee was like, "Hey man, what's going on?" I was like, "Oh, I'm sick." And he was like, "Oh, I'll come over and hang out." And so he came over and like he was like, "I rented this," and he gave it to me, and we popped it in, and I was like, this was fucking great." So love that movie. And then City of Angels. You comment on your Goo Goo Dolls
Google Dolls
song,
moment.
but
Yes.
one of my favorite stories of all with City of Angels is my brother David. Um, he had seen the movie before his wife Jennifer had seen it. And so he knew exactly what was coming and what was happening. And so he like sat at an angle so he could see her face while she was watching the movie. And he's like, here's Jen just enjoying the Meg Ryan moment on her bike, and she's just all like riding it and he was like, and my wife had the biggest like happy smile on her face, and then all of a sudden she fucking bites it, and he was like it was just so great and classic to sit there and watch her face completely like, oh my God, what is going on? And so yeah, it's just one of my favorite moments to hear when I think about that movie. So And then
Yeah,
she
I
got him
like the movie a
back.
lot.
She got him back with A Walk to Remember. She watched that
Oh,
before him, and then watched it with him, and he didn't see it coming. So
bro, like and, you say this, and I'm like, yeah, City of Angels kind of is like a Nicholas Sparks, ending to that movie. Absolutely. Not a
I
lot of
don't have to
music
watch it
around that
now because
time.
I've already seen I already know the ending. So great.
it's 27 years later. Get over it.
Bro, there's no spoilers at this point, and I feel like you have to have seen City of Angels at some point in the last 27 years.
No,
No,
I've
bro,
never seen
just
it.
City of Angels and watch. Sit down with Jenny
Is
and
that Nick
watch it.
Cage?
Yeah, yep.
Okay. All right.
You have to have seen this movie, bro.
You should watch the German one.
What?
I don't even know what the German one is.
City of Angels is based on a Wim Wenders movie called Wings of Desire.
Okay,
It's in German. It's the same concept. It's like an angel, blah blah blah, and like
gotcha.
only in the Wings of Desire, she's like a circus acrobat or something like that,
Hmm.
Okay,
and that's how she meets her
interesting.
demise.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay, that makes sense. They had to
Yeah,
dumb it down for Americans and just make
That's
her less
better.
like.
I like that. That's even better.
yeah. No, it's wild because you can just see it coming from like 100 miles away in that movie, and so it's like more like it's like when the angel decides to become human or whatever, spoiler alert, sorry. Uh like you're just like, dude, like what are you doing? It's like you are gambling on like a very low percentage chance here, bro. But it's just kind of got that like German like existential like march toward dread, much more so than like the fucking City of Angels, which is like a gut punch. Like it's more just kind of like a sucker punch. you think you're you think you're in for like some romantic thing, and then it's just like haha, and it's just like much more cynical.
Which
I like the
apparently
German.
was like the ending of Sweet Home Alabama originally too, right? Like
Really?
yeah, at the very end when they're out on the beach and he's like throwing down the lightning rods to make his special glass or whatever. She originally got struck by lightning at the end of that movie and
Oh,
died. And it like
wow.
the test screenings, they were like, "Oh no, you like
I think that
every
kind of would have been like
audience
a
member,
thousand
all the
percent
audience
hit.
members hated it." And so,
Wow.
yeah, they had to redo it to make it the happy ending that it was. So
Ooh,
Yeah.
crazy.
that would have been
May
hell.
of
Oh.
May of 1998, Jason, your third production that you did our senior year was a musical. How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. Talk to me about that. You had a pretty good part in that, right?
Yeah, I
These other
mean,
two things you told me you were just like small parts in, which I didn't realize, but like you were a pretty big part in this one, right? Like you were second lead.
second, third, somewhere in that range. But yeah, I played JB Bigley in this production. My friend of the program and my pastor, John Owens, was the main character. Uh, Oh my gosh, I can't believe I can't remember his J. Pierpont Finch. So silly musical, really fun. But yeah, got to have a pretty big part in it. And as Zach has motioned multiple times, there is a song that I sang with John that it was supposed to be from our alma mater, and it was you would groundhog. You would pump your fist.
Zach, why do you remember that?
I was there.
Were
Okay.
you in the pit? You were in the
No,
pit.
no, no. I
Oh, okay.
went to the show.
Yeah.
Don't remember
I remember
that.
Shane running up on stage after one of our performances. He like ran up on stage. He was hanging out with some of our mutual friends, and all of a sudden he just like ran up on stage. He was like, "Dude!" and like, and I remember that for some strange reason. Um,
On
but
on drugs. On drugs when that happened.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you could be
Yep.
happy for your friend too. You don't
Uh,
have to be a dick about it. But
I'm
yeah, so
just saying, like, that's why I did something that I should not have done. Is I
well, I
was
mean, it was after the show was over and like there was
sure.
nobody, like very
Okay.
few people in the building, kind of thing. So, but yeah,
Oh, well, then I take all that back. I did it because I was cool and I was allowed to be up there and hanging out with people. Like I'm awesome.
I love
That's
that
why
show.
I was.
It has a special place in my heart. If I ever had the opportunity to do it again, I'd do it in a heartbeat. Um, as far as playing that character because it was a lot of fun. So
Nice.
it was
Our
cool.
movies in May of 1998 were Black Dog. which I don't think I've ever seen. He
Swayze.
Got Game,
Yeah,
Deep
wasn't that when
Impact.
he
Is
was a truck driver?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Swayze was a truck
probably.
driver, man.
that what it was?
I feel like maybe it was Howie Long in that movie as well.
I'll look it up for you.
Again,
I
I
mean, it
don't
doesn't
even
really
remember.
matter. I feel like it was like Swayze versus Howie Long or some shit, and I was just like, "Fuck yeah, I'm in."
But I mean, we had Deep Impact, Boo, Bulworth. I'm not a fan of.
I just
Godzilla was
watched Deep
garbage.
Impact a month ago.
They went
He
there.
Got Game is pretty dope.
He Got Game is very dope. He Got Game is really good. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, really good. What's up, Jason?
Black Dog had Patrick Swayze,
Yeah.
Hmm?
Whitney Travis,
Oh,
Meatloaf,
Ooh,
Charles S. Dutton was in it.
okay.
I'm trying to see, and that's pretty much it.
no,
So
Howie
Yeah, I
Long.
have not seen this
Yeah.
movie.
no Howie Long.
I think Meatloaf played the Howie Long character.
Could be.
Almost Heroes
Howie
was
Long
terrible.
and Firestarter too. So
There was a sequel to Firestarter.
Oh
well,
yeah,
not Firestarter. What was that? Firestorm. Wasn't that the name of that
Oh,
the Howie Long movie?
well, I don't know. Almost Heroes was garbage, and Hope Floats was just fine. So May of '98, not really great for movie releases. Troy, He Got Game and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. You okay with both of those? You dig them?
I don't really like, man. I don't really give a shit about Johnny Depp. I don't really like him. Fear and
Okay.
Loathing in Las Vegas is just kind of like not my jam. But
Oh,
no,
okay.
I really like He Got Game. That's a great movie.
I mean, up
okay.
until like
So
the last
so
10
so
minutes.
May
Yep.
Pacers Bulls,
Yes, the Pacers and
the
Bulls played.
greatest Pacer team ever.
I'll
No,
100% give you that. My girlfriend at the
no,
time, her dad had season tickets, and so I
no.
got
The
to go
greatest Pacer team
to.
ever was that 2003 team that got into the brawl.
No. They had a
No,
better
because man, the
record. They
Pistons were
had
like the defending champs, and the
We
only
were.
reason we got into a brawl was because we beat them on their home court by like 40.
Yeah,
Like
we
we
were ahead.
housed them,
Our
dude.
starters
We were
never should have
so
been on the
fucking
court then.
good. We were so fucking good that year, dude. We were gonna walk to the title. Like there was nobody that was gonna touch us.
I
Like,
can't
oh
argue
no,
that, but like we were a
that
very
was
good
the
team.
best dude. That was the best Pacer team ever. Like,
That
period.
97-98 team was a lot of fun to watch, though, and like the fact that I
Oh
got to
yeah,
go see
no,
Michael Jordan
totally.
live three
Yeah,
times. I really enjoyed going to those
we had
playoff
A
games.
squared, D squared.
Yep, Dale Davis, Antonio Davis, like we had a great squad at that point.
Austin Crozier.
Rick
No, I
Smith,
don't think he was there yet.
I don't think he was there. I think
Flying
he came
Dutchman.
around 2000, 2002, somewhere around there. But yeah, so I'll give you that, Zach. I 100%. I was the highlight of every. I mean, I've been to a lot of Pacer games in my life, but going to those three games with my girlfriend at the
Did your
time.
dad have the projector then?
Was it?
Did your dad have the projector then?
Yeah, my dad had. Yeah, he
Didn't
had
we watch
like
the
all three
game?
nights.
Didn't we watch him in the basement?
Not the Bulls ones because I was at all three of the Bulls Pacers games.
Okay.
We might have watched them other years that they played each
Okay.
other, but my senior year, like I still have the tickets somewhere. I went to all three of the games, the Pacers Bulls games in that championship series.
But not the away games.
No, I went to the three that were here
Right. Did we
in
watch the
Indiana. Oh, now I see what you're saying. Yes, we probably Jesus, man. Oh my god. Yeah, yes, you are probably right about that. The away games, the four away games in that 7 game series, you probably definitely watched them in my parents'
and then we
house.
played hockey during halftime?
Probably, yeah. Stanley Cup hockey on the N6, not the N64, the Super Nintendo,
Super
Yep.
Nintendo.
or was it the N64 at that point? No, it was the N64. I don't remember. Never. We played hockey Nintendo. Hockey
Probably on the
Nintendo.
Dreamcast. So
No, I had the Sega Dreamcast.
Yeah. Zach had the Dreamcast.
I actually
But
still do in the closet right over there.
nice. Jason, you got any memories of any of these movies?
uh He Got Game was the first Spike Lee movie I'd watched all the way through.
Oh, really?
Uh, Dug it until the very end. The very end is stupid, but we've talked about that on numerous other episodes.
Yep.
And then And then this was around that time where I started seeing that like Hollywood just wanted to make the same movie two different ways and release it within like the same couple of months.
Yep.
Because this was like you had Deep Impact, which was going to be followed by Armageddon later that summer. You also had what was it, Volcano and Dante's Peak that had happened earlier, like a year prior.
Ants in a Bug's Life.
Ants in a Bug's Life. Like you just started seeing these trends, and you were like, "What the hell? Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Like, which one is this?" So, but yeah, Bulworth. The only good thing I remember about that is Ghetto Superstar.
Oh,
So
good point. Yeah,
that's
that was a good song.
I love that song. So,
Yep.
and and Godzilla was god awful.
Oh, it
So
was so terrible, so bad. Yeah, absolutely garbage. Sliding into June of '98 now. We're getting ready to graduate, Troy. We're wrapping this up. But going back to the Michael Jordan talk, obviously I was a huge Michael Jordan fan at that point, and he played his last game as a Bull on what was it, June 14th of 1998, when he hit the game-winning shot over the Utah Jazz to win his sixth ring. I will always remember that game. Watching it in my parents' basement, definitely on the big screen. So yeah, so got to talk a little bit about Michael Jordan. He was a big part of my high school years.
How big
The
was it
success.
when he pushed off Byron Russell for that? Like, was it like 6, 8 feet? Like, what kind of projection were we talking about?
I mean, it was like an 8 foot. It was the entire wall in my parents' basement, so it was like an 8 to 10 foot screen. It was pretty big. Um, but it is what it is. A foul was not called.
They seemingly never were.
I don't even
especially
think
when Jordan was playing.
I don't even think Jordan touched him in that. I think Jordan faked him to the right. Byron Russell went, and then Jordan just came back. I don't think Jordan touched him. That's just
Yeah,
my
I know. Man,
opinion.
that arm didn't get anywhere near away from his body at all. It was
I,
fine.
I
Yeah, it
didn't
was
I didn't
perfect.
see anything.
Yeah, no, it was
Uh,
beautiful. Like, yeah, no, Michael Jordan,
oh
pristine God.
man. So the
Michael
day
Jordan was literally the beginning of the end of the NBA. Like because of all the crap they let him get away with, like all the push-offs and how everything was a foul anytime he drove, pretty much. Like that was the start of the end of the NBA. So
you just say that, but like if you look at his statistics for the actual number of free throws that he took in his career, it's not a high number. Like it's nowhere near a lot of the players that are playing right now. It's not like he was getting every call on every time he shot the ball. Like his number of career free throws is not a huge number.
Oh my God, are we really doing this?
Okay, fine. We'll move on. Then June 5th, which was the day after we graduated high school. I don't know what day public schools graduate high school, but on June 5th, the day after our graduation, we got A Perfect Murder and The Truman Show, which are both fine movies. I don't think either one of them are great. They're both fine. But the movie, what this whole podcast is about, we're finally getting to it. On June 12th of 1998, the movie that was dedicated to the class of '98 was Can't Hardly Wait. And Can't Hardly Wait is one of the greatest like teenage movies I've ever seen in my entire life. It's just so much fun. It's such a blast. When you look at that cast now, like the cast was big back then, but like this is still an amazing cast that they got all of these people together when they were so young to do a movie, and I absolutely love it. Jason, you got my back on this, right? Like you love Can't Hardly Wait also.
no, it's a horrible movie.
Oh, you're such a liar.
No, man, it's fantastic. Right after we graduated high school to watch this movie, like follow up, it's perfect. And on top of that, you had, like you pointed out, there's so many good actors, or at least quasi
It's a
good
lot of
actors.
faces.
But
Yeah,
it's funny now because like you can go back and watch it, and there's tons of people that are even in the background, like Jason Segel's in it, and he's in the
yep.
background. I think he says one line in the finished movie, which we've talked about it on other podcasts.
Is that
Um,
with the vodka watermelon?
yeah,
Yes.
he's the one who like he's like, do you want some watermelon? Like while like I think Jennifer Love Hewitt's like walking down the stairs and he like says something about offering her some watermelon. But like that's the only line he actually has in the movie itself.
No,
Uh
that's not true.
His
Because he
scene is
comes in and explains
Zach.
the
Zach, what you're talking about? That scene is in the trailer for the movie, but it got cut out of the movie.
oh.
Like if you watch the trailer, it's got I've been soaking this watermelon in my dad's vodka for the last 9 months or whatever he says. Yeah, that scene didn't make the movie. It's only in the trailer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm conflating. Sorry.
No,
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 you're
no.
good.
But yeah, love
It's
the
a
movie.
memorable scene from the preview. So
Came out the perfect time for us. So I can still watch it whenever. I'll pop it on just for fun, but it's I'd love to see them do a quasi reunion. Like you
that'd be
could do
fun.
Can't Hardly Wait reunion or something like that, or can't whatever. Show it 25 years later and see where Amanda and Ethan
They'd be like,
Embry's.
all right, we waited. We waited enough.
All right, we
Yeah,
waited
maybe we
enough.
wait too long. I'm
Presto.
done waiting. So something along those lines. But yeah, it'd be funny to see, I mean, Donald Faison's in it, and like, I mean, you just
Bret
got
Meyer,
to, yeah. So yeah,
Peter
love it.
Fasinelli,
Yeah, Priestley. Isn't
Jamie Priestley,
yeah, isn't she in it?
um,
Yes.
Trip McNeil, Gary O'Connell. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, just what a great cast. Troy, what are your feelings on Can't Hardly Wait?
Uh, I don't think I think it's a good movie or
That's why
anything.
you went to
Like,
public. That's why you went to public school.
I do remember seeing it like on the opening weekend.
Killer soundtrack.
I'm gonna
Absolutely, one of the
I'm
best
just gonna
ever.
keep that one. I'm gonna keep that one though for me. I had a really great time seeing Can't Hardly Wait. Yeah, no, but that this story is gonna stay here. But
Okay,
yeah, no, it's fine. It's a fine movie. It's okay. Like,
all the other shit on this podcast over the last couple of years that you've talked about, and then you've got this story that now I'm like, oh, I kind of want to hear about Troy's Can't Hardly Wait experience, and you're like, no, I'm gonna keep that to me. You
yeah,
run
it's just like
about everything else.
when you guys started talking about it, like I just kind of got like weirdly nostalgic in a way, and I was just kind of like, man, like, nah, I just kind of want this one. This one's mine. Like this one, you guys can't have that one. Like,
Hmm.
I don't want to think about this one as being like 28 years old.
Oh, okay. Well, all
I want to
right.
think about like these type of memories as being like, you know, just still like within touching distance.
I mean, if you and anybody else hasn't figured it out, that's the whole fucking point of me doing this podcast is so that I can get nostalgic and talk about the shit that I love and care about. So, like, that's
Well,
the only reason that this is.
the thing I really cared about from this time, beyond a great day watching Can't Hardly Wait, uh, was the start of the World Cup.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah, that was in June. Yeah, okay, yeah.
France '98 started June 10th, I believe. Yeah, the first ever like epic United States men's soccer meltdown on a world stage. Just fucking glorious to watch. There's a really great podcast that details how that team like just unraveled. Um, Long story short, Eric Winalda slept with his best friend John Harkes's fiance on the way to the fucking tournament, essentially, and John Harkes got like cut from the team last minute, and every other member of the team that was not Eric Winalda thought that that was a travesty of justice and took it out on going 0-3 in France '98. Set USA soccer back like about like 4 or 5 years every time they miss the fucking World Cup or every time they fucking go there and fall on their ass. But you know what? Here we are,
Word.
still doing the same thing every time.
I just
Crazy. What's
like
up?
the fact that Seth Green was Shane White. I said that when I saw the movie. Shane denied it, but he embraced that he was that character.
Special K.
I have pictures of Shane trying to emulate Jordan in shots and dunks on a lowered basketball rim to 4 foot, you know, um, doing dunks, sticking his tongue out, trying to be everything African American in his life. And when I saw that movie, I was like, yes, this is our high school. like,
Man, Okay, so cool. Like Zach, you're the only one that gets to do this. Since you did that, who is Jason in the movie and who is Troy in the movie?
Well, it depends on how you go. Like, Troy could be Mike Dexter
Oh, for
because
sure,
because he
absolutely.
Who's
um,
Mike Dexter?
Peter Fasinelli.
the
Yeah, like
jock.
ostensibly the best looking person in the movie, so I'll take that.
Yeah, the dime a dozen jock. Thought he was king of the world.
I mean, until proven otherwise.
No.
All right,
Um.
I fully support that. And then Jason.
Uh. Man. What's that? Who is that? What's that character? William Lichter.
Oh shit! Damn, I would
It,
not have given you that, Jason. I'm sorry.
Who was that?
The
it was
nerd.
the nerd who like drinks beer and he's like, I have no legs.
Oh
Although he
man.
does get up into a musical performance, and I couldn't see you doing that. So maybe I'm rethinking Zach's idea now. That might not be that
All right,
wrong.
it's all right. The one that always cracked me up was there the the guy who keeps like interrupting Ethan Embry constantly, and
Oh
he's
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. Yep.
back in the day when you like threw it in your bag, like that is totally either Sam Lloyd, if you ever hear this podcast, sorry, buddy, that's you to a T. It's either him or our friend Jeffrey Suggs, one or the other. So I'm okay with the like.
Like
So
Suggs talks enough to interrupt people. Like,
that's a good point. That's a good
have you
point.
heard
Like
Suggs's voice? Because I don't remember what it sounds like.
so, but yeah, just totally Sam Lloyd. Like that's who I thought of when I
100%.
watched that movie for the first time. I was like, dude, that's Sam.
I will for sure give
The
you that.
entire movie. So
I'm probably one of the band kids. Let's just, call it as it is.
you're
Like,
one of you're one of the X-File guys who gets abducted. I'll go
yeah,
with that.
yeah,
I'll go with
yeah.
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Yep. Yeah,
Can
and
I
Zach,
ask a
would you say
question?
absolutely? We're gonna try to wrap this up after your question, but yes, go for it.
How fucking annoyed were you the next summer when that graduating class got to be the American Pie graduating class?
That's
Like, did
yeah.
you think like after you saw American Pie, did you think, man, Can't Hardly Wait sucked?
I so man, so you bring that up, and here's a funny story, and I've told this story before on the
Or were
podcast.
you like, oh, Can't Hardly Wait walked so that American Pie could fly or whatever the fuck ever?
Let me
Like,
let me tell you this story real quick. So on American Pie, there's a producer. His name is Chris Moore. Chris Moore in the late '90s was married to, I don't remember her name, but she is one of the producers on Can't Hardly Wait. So they were married, sharing a house. They were both producing these teenage sex comedies at the same time. Chris Moore told a story, and I wish I could still find it online, but the last time I looked for it, I couldn't find it. But Chris Moore, in an interview, said his wife brought home a rough cut of Can't Hardly Wait when it was still R rated. He said he watched it and the next day walked into Universal's studio, the studio execs at Universal, and said, "We need to make American Pie more sex crazed. Like we need to up the level of sex in American Pie because of what they did in Can't Hardly Wait." He was like, "We won't even come close to them if we don't make American Pie more raunchy and more into sex." And they completely like not completely, but they added a bunch of stuff to American Pie to make it what it is now. And then Can't Hardly Wait was released, and he was like, PG-13. Like, what happened to all of the good stuff in that movie? Like, and there somewhere out in the universe, in some sliding doors reality, there is an R-rated version of Can't Hardly Wait that's been released that is supposedly insanely better than what we ended up getting. And I love the version that we got, but I know it's on Jason and I's list of like what we want to see. What's the other R-rated movie or R-rated cut that we want to see?
Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest. Yes, there's an R-rated version of Galaxy Quest from the original script and from what they filmed before Disney took over and decided that they scrapped the majority of what had been filmed or refilmed a bunch of stuff as PG stuff. And then I love that story in the documentary where Sigourney Weaver says that in the hallway when she screams the word fuck, she purposely screamed it in a way to make sure that when they did the overdub on it, that it's obvious that it's been overdubbed.
hmm.
Um, but yeah, Galaxy Quest and Can't Hardly Wait. So yeah, so there. Yes, I mean American Pie is yeah. I probably like American Pie more than Can't Hardly Wait, but like Can't Hardly Wait is still special for me. And I mean, well, and we've talked about it multiple times on the podcast. Both of those movies have amazing soundtracks. Like the music that came out in the 90s that was all put together first in the movie and then on the soundtrack was just so well done. And it's not something that I mean, ever gets done anymore. So yeah. All right, guys, we've talked a lot. Does anybody have any other senior year stories or memories they want to get to before we cut this thing off? That's a lot of silence. So.
I'm happy you guys aren't. I'm happy you three aren't still virgins. Like, I'm happy that you guys bridged that gap in the 28 years between your senior year and now. So, congratulations.
Yeah, well, yeah. Thanks, Troy. That means so much to me coming from you. Cool.
Solidarity.
Man, this was super nostalgic. Like I said, this is what I've loved about all 98 episodes of this podcast we've done is getting to talk about things that I love and care about. And we have one episode to go. And my goal with the last episode is to make it the longest podcast episode we've ever done. So I think I'm aiming for about a 5 hour long episode. We got a lot of stuff that I'm going to cram in there. Jason, don't worry about it. You don't have to be a part of all 5 hours of it. We have a lot of stuff that's going to be filmed and then cut
It's
together.
like a fucking telethon.
It is. I want to make it the longest, and I think like Yada and us have done an over 4 hour episode. So I know that 4.5 hour long is the longest one so far. So I want to try to see if we can get a 5 hour episode cut together for the final one. Got a couple of people I'm going to do interviews with, a couple of people I'm going to talk to about their time on the podcast with us, and just kind of look back and reflect because that's what I do. I'm nostalgic as a motherfucker. So we are going to look back over the last 5 years of doing this podcast. We are going to release it on the 5 year anniversary of the first episode that came out. And then, yeah, it's going to be a lot of content in that one. So yeah, awesome. Troy, you'll be on there. Jason, you'll be on there. Zach, I am so glad we got you on for another episode before we wrap this all up. It's always a pleasure talking to you, my friend. Guys, thanks for going through our senior year of high school with me. It was a lot. It was a lot of fun, and I appreciate you. And we'll be back with our final episode next month.